Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Play Dicely. We're heading into episode 10. We're hitting 2 digits, guys. Oh, I'm so excited.
Let's go.
I don't.
2
That
digits.
doesn't seem real to me. I think you're lying. We haven't done 10. What?
I mean,
Not yet.
I guess we're doing 10.
well, yeah.
Yeah, if we all died right now, we would never have episode 10.
We almost didn't have episode
Spoilers.
10.
Yeah, for real. Oh, I meant in real life.
Logan, follow the script.
You guys got a script?
Oh, this is
Yeah,
awkward.
this whole series is scripted, don't you know?
We've
Have you
actually
ever
been
played D&D before?
We're Truman showing you. So,
Wait a minute, that's a thing? Is that show scripted?
the Truman Show?
I have no idea what the Truman Show was. I thought I just assumed it was like a
Oh.
talk show.
Oh, that's a good movie with Jim
it's
Carrey.
a
watch
movie.
We'll
Oh,
talk about
okay.
it later. It's fine.
I'm in the loop.
Post-game chat.
Right.
But yeah, no, thank you all for being with us for 10 episodes of this. It's not scripted.
What?
Good clarification.
Sorry.
Let's throw that out there. But yeah, I mean, like, oh, actually, there are a couple thank yous I want to throw out. Thank you to That Dutch Geek who just subbed for 2 months. That's freaking sweet.
Thanks, bud.
Thank you.
Also to Haas00312_ who followed, and to Pidgey0_1 who followed. Thank you, everybody, for the follows who while we were away and coming into the stream. So that's great.
Aw.
And do any of you all here have any announcements you'd like to put forward?
Go ahead, Logan.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I started streaming again. So I was actually just streaming before this, playing some stuff with Ryan. I'm like, which way points to him? I was like, this way does. And I do like miniature painting and stuff. So I do like D&D character giveaways every now and then and stuff. But yeah, you can follow me at LC Kraken on Twitch.
Nice.
Oh.
Oh.
Sorry, we've got
And
a
I
command
shall-
for that.
Oh.
Go ahead, Ryan.
Oh, okay. Hi. I will be streaming again come sometime next week. I don't know. Follow me on Twitter. You'll find out. It'll be great. And I'm going to start making some YouTube videos again. Looking forward to getting back into that Twilight Zone-esque style D&D creature features kind of video. Looking forward to making more of those. And yeah, on my Twitch, I play a bunch of video games. I'm trying to incorporate some newer content that involves the chat a little more. Maybe some like fun games and some fun channel rewards where you like can just throw in a voice changer at any point. I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's gonna be fun. We'll see you then, though. For now, Dicely time.
And I actually just realized I do have a bit of an announcement. I've recently got involved with a bit more of the YouTube DMing community. So upcoming on this channel is likely going to be more videos with Speak Dicely oriented round table discussions with faces who haven't appeared on the podcast before. It's been great to begin mixing with other communities, and they'll probably come on to the podcast proper and introduce people to other people, and it's all so great. And in addition to that, another type of video that will be somewhat tied to the Play Dicely campaign, and you'll learn more about that when they start to come out. But in the meantime, how's about we get ready for some Play Dicely this evening?
Yes.
Let's get
Yeah.
it.
I'm like not ready.
Already.
Right?
All right. So, where we ended up leaving off. So, you had all been rudely awoken by the villagers of Grassfire, who had seemed so hospitable the day prior. And some of you were captured, but some of you weren't taken by surprise. And after you fought them off and freed your companions, you had convinced their representative, an orc named Morag, that they should all leave Grassfire and never return, upon threat of their destruction. You then finished your long rest away from Grassfire, and in the morning set out for the Dunan Mountains to confront Valyn and the cannibals. On your way, you were surrounded by horse riders and led by an individual covered in this dark leather armor and only a teal top knot protruding from the helmet gave a hint at their identity. with Abe representing as the chosen, they escorted you all to the mountains. There you met Valyn, an old elf of an ancestry none of you were familiar with. He had this almost skeletal appearance with blue-green skin and teal hair, and appeared to slightly glow in the dark. He told Abe that he wasn't ready to fight Valyn, and so he offered Abe instead a fight with his son, the dark leather rider that revealed himself to be named Lyco. The two of them battled, and during the fight, more of those bug-like creatures that you'd encountered in Starcross appeared, burrowing in from holes in the ceiling and the walls. And while Abe and Lyco's fight happened, the rest of you took on these bugs. But as the fighting began to die down, and Abe lay unconscious, Lyco struck Abe while he was doing his death saving throws. And we have our first death. But Valyn then did follow up with a scroll of Revivify, and began to perform this ritual on Abe. And just as difficult as the fight had been, so too easily did the life return to Abe's body. And that's where we left off, with the party, Lyco, and Valyn standing over Abe's body laying on the ground.
Is Abe conscious, or is he still out?
I'll leave that up to Abe. You technically have 1 hit point.
I guess his eyes kind of flicker for a bit and then return to the solid green color. And he kind of, like, you know, the jerk that people do when they are suddenly conscious again. And just sort of looks around slowly, trying to process everything that's happened in the last, 2 minutes.
Abe, are you okay?
Am I? Do I still remember who these people are?
Yes, you do still keep your memory.
Cool. I think so. He kind of
Are
lifts
you-
his head to take in his, I assume, very battle-damaged body.
You do-
appears to be very hurt.
You do have 2 levels of exhaustion due to having, with our home rules, brought to 1 HP, brought down, and then brought back up again.
Are you still you?
So far. Do we know if there were more bugs in the other parts of the cabin?
No
we
idea.
did see some run the way that we had come. I think as much as this very touching reunion is, I think that there might be some bigger problems to deal with at the moment.
I wouldn't worry terribly much about that. Valyn then chimes in. You
Your
forget that you've wandered into a den of warriors.
In that case, are you willing to answer some questions of ours?
If there are more questions, I can answer what I can, but I feel our time together is waning.
Let's keep
What?
it short.
What are you? I've been with fey creatures my entire life. I've never seen elves like you before.
Yes. Yes. I am... Well... From what I've been told, there are stories about what I am. What I know myself as is an Elagast. But more common tongue would just simply call me a deep elf. We're a subterranean people. A brutal people. I left that a long time ago.
Have you been here this entire time during the desolation? Were you in these mountains?
For the most part, yes. But there are more of my people way, way below the surface. Deep within the deep well, where the inner sea falls to the core of the planet.
I'm
We
sorry.
lived-
What is any of that? Excuse. I'm all right. You know what? I'm sorry. I'm uneducated. Continue.
The planet stretches far below the surface, and there are people and things that manage to survive despite harsh environments. My people were slavers.
So
Yeah.
you've been in this area for quite a long time. I would like, before the desolation, do you know if there were any areas around here that were home to druidic tribes?
Not in the immediate area that I'm aware of.
You have already told us quite a lot about what you know about Malden and, as we know him, Abe. Have you told us everything? There's a lot that I want to know, but I don't want to waste my time or yours.
Well, I'm sure there is plenty more I might be able to tell you, but let's see, what are the important bits? With the Chosen here, as he currently is in this metal body, you probably are assuming that this was not his original form, and you would be correct. I've never seen him, but from the stories, I would imagine that his body is out there somewhere still.
But not alive anymore? Just...
I would assume so, but maybe it does wander.
How much do you know about the relationship between Malden and his Chosen? You said before that Malden wanted him to be climbing the ladder and that he had a name, but he would learn it eventually. Why does Malden not tell him everything? Why does it need to be a process?
Things are earned in the faith of Malden. They are not given.
Well, there's that. And this is probably something you don't remember. But from what I've been told and what has been passed down, the Chosen's profession, though initially we assume it was agreed upon, but the Chosen had once been mortal, they say. His current situation is kind of a punishment. You have
Does anyone-
challenged Malden on quite a few occasions. You've never succeeded, mind you. But part of your arrogance is that you would never be deemed worthy to enter the crimson sands of paradise. So the story goes.
So then my punishment is eternal servitude.
That is a perspective of it. Do you enjoy the profession?
I have not succeeded at it yet. I do not know if I am perhaps the one that is necessary for it anymore. However, time will tell. If Malden wishes me to grow in strength, then I will do that, helping these people.
I don't know if either of you would know this, but the soul that we know as Abe, was that someone before? And the memories that you're trying to unlock of the Chosen, you said they had their own body, so they must be their own soul too? And you're trying to tap back into their memories?
I am uncertain as to the actual answer, but as I've understood it, the Chosen always came back, was the same individual they had always been. But if who you are now isn't who you were before, I have no answer, unless it is just a new perspective you have woken with.
My working theory is that it is the damage to the crystal has unseated something, perhaps a dominant force of will within the collection of souls that make up the Chosen. But again, it is a theory. I am far from a scholar.
Would there
Well-
even be any written knowledge about Malden that we could find? Because there are scholars in this party, so...
Well, previously, our culture, our traditions, more accurately, are more oration, they're more story and spoken. But I do believe there are records out there now. About 25 years ago, a researcher by the name of Arthur Pendrak had visited our den and was seeking to record knowledge of the worshippers of Malden. And I do believe he might have even found the other paths. So, if you are further interested, you might seek him or his work.
Do you know where he was based?
I do not know much of the civilizations beyond our den, but I do believe he came from the north. He carried a symbol with him of a circular shape with other rings.
I look to Elwyn and Rhea. Does that ring any bells?
Does it?
For the two of you, it sounds like a symbol of the Arcanet Institute.
That sounds like the Arcanet. Right, Rhea?
Yeah. Is that name someone that I recognize from my time there.
If they were anybody significant, that name doesn't ring a bell. If they acquired some sort of fame through like a discovery of some sort, it definitely wasn't until after you had been stationed in the south.
Yeah, there either were no one of importance when I was there, or someone who came later. So, not really sure much on them.
They tend to be based out of Brelbar, right?
I believe
Well,
so.
that's the one in the
Sorry.
north, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's in Northern City.
Okay. And that's where like
Valyn
the
Bridge
big
is
that's
on
where
the
the
way.
big one is.
The Arcanet, yes.
Yeah, okay. That's good to know. We will be going there anyways. And he would be the best way to find the other paths, because are they hidden, or just the knowledge of where they are is gone?
Let me put it this way. Do you think you would have had an easy time finding this location?
Probably
I
not.
suppose not.
No.
I
Although
imagine.
if the rest of them have a village doing their dirty work, that would make it a bit easier.
Your tongue is sharp. You carry it like a blade.
Should see her blade.
Yeah, I carry both.
You be
Brooklyn-
careful.
I'm not going to say he was a big, scary guy who took on one of those things by himself, but he might not be the person we want to piss off.
That's right.
I do not mean that threateningly. I am not threatened myself. I mean, if you're traveling with the Chosen, you may wish to keep your head low or be deemed worthy.
I can be
Wouldn't want that.
taken even if I'm not a follower.
It has happened. Abe kind of avoids eye contact.
Right. Well, regardless, I am sorry. This has been a long day, and regardless of how you know him, to us, he is Abe, and he is someone important, and it was hard to watch what just happened, so.
The beast carries on another day. That if you find your body, or even, do you know anything of the whereabouts of your axe?
No memory has shown me a weapon I used to wield.
There were stories of such a thing as well. If you manage to find that, then I would be willing to re-engage your demand.
Well, if I am ever to find it, then you will see me again.
Very well. Is there anything more you have of me?
I just have one other question. I'm just curious, have you seen these bugs before? We ran into them a couple weeks ago as well.
Oh, no, these are very new.
Hmm.
And hopefully this doesn't continue to be an issue, but we
Yes.
track it down to its roots and deal with it if necessary.
Mr. Valyn, does the word Ilumbright mean anything to you?
I can't say that it does.
Understood. And would you mind if I harvested some of these bugs for further research?
I think you have earned that. You participated in the kill.
Very well. I go over to one of the big bugs and see if I could harvest something from it.
Can I cast guidance on you before you do that?
Oh, thank you.
Okay. We'll have you make.
I'm thinking I want to either try to get like that sack that sprayed poison, or one of its maybe like a chitinous plate or a claw. Because I feel like there might be someone in Valyn Bridge that could identify this creature.
So which of those facets would you like to pursue?
I feel like the sack would be pretty hard, so let's do that one.
All right.
Go big or go home.
So this is going to be a bit of a skill challenge. So firstly, I'm going to have you make a nature check.
Okay. Guidance is the first check I do, or a check I do in the next minute?
To one ability check of its choice in the next minute.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to use it for nature. I don't have good nature. Mm-hmm. 10.
Nice.
You would imagine, based on other venomous creatures that you are aware of, or not venomous, oh dear, what's the word I'm looking
Poisonous?
for? No, I guess it is venomous. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, poisonous or venomous. Any creature that typically would like spray a toxin, like it's likely to be found in a gland somewhere near the mouth. So I'll have you make a survival check now. Dexterity based.
Dexterity? Okay. That'll be +5 instead of +6. Let's go. 24.
So as you kind of carve into the mouth, you begin to realize that the anatomy of this creature, this is not where the venom sac is. So you begin to reassess, and I'm going to need you to make yet another nature check.
Yeah. 12.
Your next assumption is it must be somewhere within the length of its neck. So we'll do one more dexterity-based survival check. And I'm going to give you advantage on this one because you did so well on the previous one.
Well, that's nice of you. 16. I'm going to use inspiration just to see if I can get higher. So it's just reroll one dice, right?
Yep.
On an 18 and it dropped to 2. Okay, I'll take that 16.
All right. So, opening up the length of the neck, you try not to carve anything too closely or feel like trying to intuit where the organ might fit within the length of the neck. But as you're moving along, there's suddenly a leaking of fluid. And you think that you have punctured the organ.
Shit.
However, because you did try this, I will let you take one of the other minor elements that you had pointed out. Much easier.
Okay. I think I'll take some of the plate
Okay.
because I feel like does the plate or the claw look more distinctive from other creatures that I've seen?
Like you're looking for something that is comparable to another creature?
That looks different from another creature, that it could be more easily distinguished.
Right,
So that
right.
a
So more
researcher looking at it
individual.
wouldn't be like, oh, this is obviously just like another thing. Like
Right.
something that someone would never have seen before.
Yeah, so you'd probably want one of the scythe-like claws then.
Okay, I will take a claw then.
Okay.
With the acid or poison leaking out of the gland, would I be able to collect some of that in one of the bottles of my alchemist kit?
Yes, you can do a survival check as well, but it'll just be a straight survival. Or I guess using your proficiency. Well, I imagine you probably have survival proficiency because you're the skill monkey in the party.
Yeah.
But
It's an 18 before having to change it around in any way.
all right. Let's see here. Do-do-do-do. So you do get some in a vial, and then it touches your skin and it begins to sizzle. You're going to take 13 points of acid damage
I'm knocked out again.
as Azaria just collapses next to the corpse of this creature. And the liquid spills on the
over.
floor.
Okay, I drag them away and cast Cure Wounds, my last spell slot. You're back up 11.
You now have a point of exhaustion.
That's my second point. I'm healthier than I was before this, though.
I'm gonna just look over at Drac and be like, I think we've got enough now.
Are you looking at me? I didn't go after the acid.
You started it.
I just
I
it
think
could
you're
be
right now.
useful.
We should leave.
You okay there, Zarya?
You know what? Probably the worst day of my life so far.
You
But it can always
what?
get worse.
500 years.
Yikes.
Yikers.
That's a lot of days to pick one out of.
Wow. That is a bold statement. Well,
And I didn't even have the worst day of us all, so.
oh my gosh. I'll turn back to Valyn and say, do we need to be escorted out due to the bird woman on the path?
We can have that arranged. It would probably be for your safety, yes.
Good thought.
Before we leave, may I have a minute with. I always forget names.
Lyco?
Shaku Munda.
Hmm.
Very well. If the rest of you would like to come with me, we can load you up with some sort of supplies, and I have a gift I'd like to bestow you before you leave.
Sure.
Okay.
Very kind of you. I look around at my party very warily, considering the last time we got a gift.
Uh-huh.
I look at Drac and I kind of clock that and nod at him. It's kind of like, okay.
So-
one thing as we're walking away, sorry, can I just ask, do the thing where I show a copper coin and ask him if he's seen my brother?
To Valyn?
Yeah, just in case. Or to Lyco.
You might not like the answer.
Yeah, he was great tasting. No.
Yeah, we ate like 2 weeks
Gamey.
ago.
Stringy.
Sometimes just don't ask.
Neither of them have any knowledge of another
as
shiny
much.
dragonborn.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. All right. Adam, what are you up to?
I'm just gonna, as creakily as it may sound, since I'm so beat up, I'll sit cross-legged in front of the head of Chaku again. Just kind of focus my energy on the crystal and trying to find Chakumunda again, essentially. And say internally, "You knew me. You saw me. I know only that my eyes matched myself now. What did you see?"
Can I have you make a, let's say, either persuasion or religion? I'll leave it up to you.
I'll chuck a religion at it with disadvantage. It's going to be a 15. I will use an inspiration. Nope. 15 it is.
So, kind of tuning into the feelings of emotions that swim within you. And one of those personalities kind of brings itself to the front. And at first, it's that wild, untamed, and just constantly negging forward. And then it calms down. And it begins to open up to you. And you get glimpses of tall trees, like tropical feeling. They are with huge leaves and hot temperatures. There's almost as if your vision kind of begins to journey beyond. There are sands, and there are the trees kind of snake across the middle of this desert terrain with 3 distinct mountains that kind of form 3 points from where you are sitting around you, almost as if you were in the center of a triangle. And then that vision fades. And you're sitting there in your darkness.
I will finish my moment then. And head to the rest of the party.
As... oh, yep, go ahead.
I was just going to say, when you return, I give you your backpack.
Thank you.
I was holding on to it.
I will chuck the poncho on.
As the rest of you had left this area and were being led by Valyn and Lyco, you noticed in the snaking hallways that led to this room that there was a few bodies in this area, a few of those bugs, one of the warriors of the dead. Few of them have fallen. And Drac, you notice that on one of the fallen bugs, it almost looks like the chitinous plate on one of them is kind of like indented. As if it hadn't been a solid shell anymore. Like almost as if it were like wax. And somebody had like pressed into it.
Can I take a closer look?
Yeah, go ahead and make a perception check for me.
That is 12.
So you notice this oddity on its shell, and you begin to kind of look it over elsewhere. And in a few spots on its plate where it's like a sword or a spear, perhaps, where it was attacked by this warrior that is also laying on the ground. In the places where it's been cut, it's almost like instead of acting as plate, it kind of gave way like wax. It's almost like it didn't protect it at all. Gonna have you make an investigation check as well.
Uh, 7.
Yeah, looking at it, you're wondering if maybe the warrior that was fighting it maybe had a specific type of weapon. But then you look at the other bugs in the area. They're not phased in the same way. You're not able to put these pieces together.
I go and try to peel off some of the chitin. Can I do so?
So when you go to touch it, despite these indents and these cuts, it feels really solid. It's almost like the indentations, the cuts, they don't make sense with the hardness of the shell.
These bugs are very strange, my friends.
To see them once, a coincidence. To see them twice, I fear our time may be growing shorter.
Well, and even Renan, when we spoke with him, didn't seem to know what they were, right?
Yeah.
Add
Seems
it
like
to
we're
the-
being followed.
I think they are something much bigger than what they appear.
We can add it to the list of mysteries that we have to figure out.
Mhm.
Yep.
Perhaps some answers lie in Valyn Bridge.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
that sounds like our next stop,
Mhm.
yes.
If not there, then Brill Bar.
Valyn Bridge is on the way, so we'll pass through it first.
That's right.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but are you ready to continue?
Yes.
Very well.
And he continues to lead you through this pathway with the dripping stalactites and the pools of water, and it brings you back into that kidney-shaped room that you had originally met him in.
The
And-
green room.
Is it shaped like a kidney on purpose? Like a funny joke because they eat people?
No, it's
I'm not
naturally
asking this.
shaped.
I'm not asking this out loud. That's just a thought that I'm having.
No, it's purely coincidental. It's because they love jelly beans.
Mm, cool.
You guys have just never asked.
Oh, I know what I'm getting you for Christmas.
I personally am not. Anyway, within this chamber, there is another hut similar to those you had seen in the larger residential cavern just past this one, and you get the sense that this is probably his hut specifically. And he steps inside, and he turns around, asking you to wait a moment. And a few seconds go by. And from inside the hut, he comes out with this. It appears to be a set of clothing of some kind, made of strips of metal. And then in the other hand, he holds a gem that glows slightly blue and kind of fades in and out of brightness. and saying to the lot of you,
We've kept many trophies of worthy foes and tough fights. And I must say, having the chance to lay eyes on the Chosen is definitely something to move me. Thank you for giving me this opportunity before I pass on. By your hand, assuming. And I would give you these. The one is a set of armor, and the other will hopefully light the way when you need it to.
and what he presents to you is a set of mithril splint armor and this gem of some sort.
Would I know anything about this gem?
Go ahead and make an Arcana check.
18?
An 18 is actually not that bad. You are able to identify this as a gem of brightness. It is a gem that has many different light-based applications, from acting as a light source to light the way, in addition to being able to upgrade to more powerful uses, such as specifically blinding foes with rays of light.
Cool. I'll tell the rest of the party.
This is very generous, Valyn. Thank you so much. This is not what we expected at all when we came here, to be honest.
Yep.
Now, let's say this, though. This is not a gift without ask.
I figured. I was about to say.
There are.
Help
As
the
long as you don't
Chosen.
kidnap us.
Help the Chosen find his weapon. I do wish to fight him someday.
If I live long enough, sure.
Gideon,
What?
plenty of time left.
I'm 27, for God's sake.
Jesus.
Oh my god, Gideon, 1 foot in the grave.
I know. Been out
Valyn,
in the sun my whole
you
life.
have our word. We will help our friend, Abe, the Chosen, as you call him, with whatever he needs.
I would have helped him without the gifts. I was going to anyway. But thank you.
Well, hopefully as you learn more, you won't turn your back on him then. Very well. We shall have an escort for you back down the mountain. Whenever you are ready.
Is Lyco still with us?
Lyco has been silent and stoic, arms crossed this entire time, just kind of off to the side.
I try to get a beat on him. What's he thinking?
Go ahead and make an insight check.
Oh, that dice. 16.
Sorry, how much?
16.
16.
Trying to hide.
You get the sense that there is a jealousy about him. Like, he is used to being top dog, and he does not like the amount of attention that is being put towards Abe.
I will look to him before we head out with our escort. You are very strong. I hope that someday we will fight again. And you will know paradise.
Well, unless I end up becoming the Chosen, but I know that is blasphemous. You fought well for what you are currently. Hopefully we do cross blades again.
I'll give him a nod. Start walking, I guess.
He's not accompanying us, is he?
No, Lyco seems to just linger behind. Almost as if he's just waiting to have a word with his father.
What a baby. I'll also just give him like a... And then I'll leave too. I want to fight you even though it doesn't mean anything.
Let's go now.
I didn't say it out loud. Jeez.
Well,
It just
I can
radiates.
see you wanting to say something. We gotta go before you actually do it.
Yeah,
Here's-
I got it.
here's what we need. We need something that lets us see invisibility. Then we'll be unstoppable.
There we go. Drac will give a respectful bow to both Valyn and Lyco before turning to leave as well.
Gideon just tips his hat. Says, try not to eat too many people. I'd suggest some vegetables. It's good for you.
I see the stories have continued to be as they are. We don't subsist entirely on people.
I'm happy to hear that.
A balanced
see.
diet.
I'd be very worried if one of you fell ill from only eating meat. So,
You would be amazed at the applications of medicine from sentient creatures.
most likely.
Anyways, let's go. Yes.
But I don't know about that. You
Gideon.
have a pleasant
Gideon?
day.
Gideon?
Let's
I'm
go,
leaving.
Gideon.
I'm leaving.
Gideon, you may have a point of inspiration.
It was worth it.
Hilarious.
The more that everyone around me talks, the more uncomfortable I look.
Oh, jeez.
Like,
Yeah.
All right. So, you all make your way back through this large cavern that is attached to the one that Valyn and Lyco were just in. And you see more of those huts, people, and there are a lot of people out at this point, and there are bugs kind of littered across the ground, and for the most part, it seems that the people in here have done pretty well. Like, there are a few who are nursing injuries, cuts, and one or two who might have been gobbed up, but it seems for the most part there isn't a casualty in this place. And some of these leather-wearing outriders, I suppose, they see you making your way back, and are you making your way back down the mountain?
That's the plan.
that would be ideal.
Mm-hmm.
There must
Valyn
be some-
has cleared us to leave and said we would be escorted.
Caravan
Wow.
is still at the stables, I believe.
That's correct. Not leaving my horse behind.
Well, that is new. All right. Well, take one of the horses from the pen then, and we will begin the trek back down the mountain.
That's new, you said? Yeah, I knew it. Anyway, sorry, my bad. I'll be quiet.
Without saying anything, I'm gonna bring a horse to Elowen and just like offer like my hand to help you up. But I'm like not like really looking at you or anything. It's just very subtle.
Thanks. I'll take it.
Ellen's going to need to learn to
Also-
levitate.
It's true. Someday.
Oh my
Actually-
God, could you imagine you cast a spell on yourself each time to float a little?
Wait, actually, you know what? Can I bring the horse closer to a wall? I can cast spider climb on myself now, and I'm going to climb up the wall and get on the horse that way.
The whole second level spell slot just for that.
Inspiration.
Nell just like has her hand out and is like, all right. Gets on my own horse. Like,
Perfect.
good talk.
I don't
Elowen,
need
do you have
anymore.
inspiration?
I don't.
You have now.
Nice. Oh, I'm gonna spider climb my way all over the place.
Do you say you don't need Nell anymore, like out loud? Just curious.
Oh.
Probably, actually. She's excited. She can do this.
I don't think you would notice it because you're too like excited that you took on your horse, but like Nell's like crestfallen.
Oh.
Like she gets on her own horse and is like, stay fucking sucks. Over.
This is the worst day of my 27 years.
I'm only 20, baby.
All right. It's Gideon's age I'm thinking of. Or what are you, 28?
I'm 27.
Oh, okay, I
babies.
was right. Oh,
I will
boy.
take a horse
Yeah.
this time as well.
I remember when I was 27.
Yeah?
500
I
years
don't know
ago.
if I remember 27.
What about 427? Is that a good year?
It was a very good year.
And with everybody getting on horses, the outriders begin to lead you back through the cave, and it is such a relief to get out from underground. Just clean air, temperature beyond dampness, and a breeze, a mountainous breeze. And the sun is just kind of fallen over the high point of the day, getting to about 2 o'clock or so. And you begin to make your way back down the mountain paths, once again traveling one in front of the other. And I think it was about 20 minutes or a half-hour trek. Whatever time, you bend up back down to the mountain, and the riders kind of leave you with that small farm and pen that you had left your cart at, and they begin to make their way back up.
Is everything in our cart?
The elf farmhand who had been down here brings back the cart, and I think you had taken all of your horses, so I don't think there's any horse attached to it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I rode Hildy up. That's
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, I rode Dolly
Stu
up.
just dragged the cart.
Just swole.
Just
He's
one
just-
arm.
He's actually a rather skinny elf, and he's just like, whoa, no, I'm just kidding. He leads you to your cart.
Is everything in there?
Go ahead and make an investigation check for me.
Because Gideon's looking.
Make it with advantage.
That's 20.
Not a thing has been removed.
But you're
I'll
about to say,
give the
not a
kid
thing is
a
in there.
silver. I was like,
Great.
I'll toss the kid a silver and be like, thanks for watching our stuff.
The elf, not a kid,
Oh.
nods
Maybe a kid to
and
Azaria.
kind of looks at the coin.
Yeah, does he look older or younger than me?
He doesn't look as old as you. Not that you've aged poorly.
True.
For an
He's
elf,
not-
he's like in his prime.
He's not nearly as decrepit as Yuria.
I'll look to the group. May I sit in the cart? This body is not holding together much right now.
Sure thing. Everybody else, you're on your own. I'm driving. Sorry. Aim's heavy.
I'm not actually that heavy.
Ye-
I-
it's
This
an
has come
interesting
up
assumption.
before.
There are 3 classifications of Argon folk: light frame, medium frame, and heavy frame. And Abe is actually a light framed.
All
Oh,
this
about
empty air in there.
So then
That's
Hollow.
Bird.
put him and like another person on the cart with Gideon. If we have 2 horses on there.
But we also have all the goods. We got
True.
our barrel of water,
Hmm.
which is a lot.
And a big ass bullet crest.
So it's just Abe and just me.
I'm gonna ask the little staple hand. You don't have any horses that you don't really like anymore?
Ones that I could turn into a duck.
Wow, ducks fired. He looks at you and kind of looks sad, and he looks to the horses in the pen and he looks back to you. But he doesn't say anything.
Maybe one you were planning on eating later?
Gideon,
I'm sorry, I was
Say-
insensitive.
Eat the horses.
they eat the people, not the horses.
He
Sorry, that
actually
was-
does look
He-
like a big frown on his face and just kind of
I'm
Oh.
sorry,
It's really
that was
sad.
insensitive. I'm going outside.
Does he look
I
sad?
think he likes his horses.
Does he look sad, like the assumption about horse eating, or sad because it's the truth?
go ahead and make an insight check.
Ooh.
It's a very important insight check here.
We're gonna find out if horses are eaten.
Oh, 15.
Horses are eaten.
I called it. It wasn't insensitive. It was right.
Then
I
I'll
mean,
say
horses
to him,
eaten in real life too.
I guess, yeah.
I'm gonna say to him then, please do not take this the wrong way. Are there any you would prefer not to have go out that way and instead go on an adventure and be taken care of?
Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Fuck me. Oh, I'm actually good
You're
at
a paladin.
I was
persuasion.
gonna say you're a paladin sorcerer.
You're the
I think you're our
charismatic
most
member.
charismatic person.
Look, I don't use it very often. I was the middle child. I'm spreading my wings here. 19.
He looks at you and he looks back to the horses and kind of like, it's like this pen that's built out of like weathered wood, and it's a rather nice like small farm in this field amidst where the forest meets the mountains. And he opens a gate into the pen and goes and retrieves a almost this cow-looking horse, like it's white with black spots. And he brings this horse, leads this horse back to the gate and closes it up. And then he looks at the horse and holds his forehead to its forehead for a few seconds. And looks back to you with tears in his eyes and hands you the reins for this horse.
Could
you do to him?
Gideon, having been around horses for a lot of his youth and worked a farm, could he make it like a sort of a check to sort of look at it, size it up, make sure it's in like okay order to be pulling a cart?
Yeah, go ahead and make a nature check, I guess.
I'm gonna ride this one, FYI. It's not pulling the cart.
But
Or that. Just see if it's in good shape. Doesn't have anything wrong with it. 18! Maybe he's checking for like growths and stuff like that.
So mean.
I mean, the
No,
horse seems fine enough. It's probably about like on par with the fitness of Hildy, actually. Not quite as buff as Dolly and Kenny.
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 Not quite as buff as them. Like it hasn't been ridden around through the plains, but it gets its exercise.
Good.
Denny, on the way
Well,
up
no.
here, you said this was the one guy that I might have recognized, or not recognized, but had some sort of different vibe to him than the other elves around here.
Yeah.
Is
yeah,
there
this
anything else I can glean from that now that we're standing right in front of him looking at him?
Make an insight check for me.
It's an 8.
You don't know what it is, but something's different about him. Like, he's not native elven to the material plane.
Okay.
Seeing the sadness in his eyes, I looked at him and said, apologies for the comment earlier. I see that you take care of these well. And Gideon hops on Hildy.
He just kind of nods and kind of shrugs it off.
Do you have any use for money up here? Well, then I just thank you very much. I promise you that I will treat them extremely well. And also thank you for caring so much about them. I don't think everyone would, so.
And he takes your hands in both of his and just like shakes your hands, like thanking you, and pats the head of the horse one final time.
I'll squeeze his hands in return, and then I'll mount up. I wish you could tell me the name. But.
And he kind of looks sad about that.
Yeah, well, maybe.
Can I hand him a
wait,
parchment and ink?
Wait, can I do something first?
Sure.
I think seeing his sadness, I feel like a little like tingle of something, and I say it again, but in my mind to him, casting message.
Right. So, what is it you had said?
I think if I'm saying it a second time, it'll be like, "Can you tell me the name or their name?"
And then you hear a voice in your head. I wish I could tell you that their name was Peleus.
And I'll just kind of smile at him and say, Peleus is a beautiful name.
And there's a moment where he actually like stops and like is like taken by shock.
And I'll just kind of give him like, I don't think Nell would wink. That's not really her thing, but she would just kind of like nod and yeah. Cool. It's better. I was going to name it Oreo. They don't exist here yet.
Did she say that?
No. So I had an impulse to call this horse Oreo. Don't know what that means, but
after you've done that, he actually like comes over to you since you're mounted on your horse and like urgently pulls on like a piece of your like clothing, like almost panicked.
Nell, can you cast a message again?
I don't know if I know what that is. Like, have I done it?
You've done it to me. You've spoken in my mind. Can you speak in his mind again?
Okay. I guess I'll just try and say like, what is it?
I just wanted to let you know I wish I could talk to you, but I can't. And I wish I could. If you know anything about the stranger in shadow, find his name.
That means something to me, right? I heard that.
I've told you that.
Yeah. I'm gonna turn to Elwyn. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it out loud. You said it out loud though, so it's probably fine.
What?
He's the same as you. He was affected by the same creature that you were. He has the same curse, and I'm gonna like point him towards Elwyn and be like, she's been cursed too by the same.
And from a pocket, he pulls out the little wooden doll.
I'll reach into my bag. I'll pull out mine as well.
You've also seen her.
And he just, like, tears just start streaming down his face. But he just, like, looks like he's trying to talk, but there's nothing coming out.
Can I, like, I'm just gonna keep trying to cast it over and over again. Like,
I wish I had any cognizant dice left so I could talk in his brain too.
Yeah, I'll cast it. I'll just keep trying to tap into that, like, energy and just, like, keep the line open, basically. Like, if it feels he has more to say, I'll just cast it again.
Come with us. Come with us. I'm looking. I'm trying to find her name as well. You can come with
Steal
us.
him.
And at your saying that, he kind of, like, the excitement of it all kind of drops, and he just sits there defeated. And now what you hear in your head: I've searched so long. Whatever is out there, it's impossible. We're never gonna find it.
I'll just say that verbatim.
I've searched for a long time too, but I have an idea that there are druids in this world. Ancient druids with ancient knowledge, and I think we can talk to them. They might have some answers.
I can't go with you. I'm so tired. And I've only had the company of horses for so long. I'm assuming... And he turns to Nell. I'm assuming her curse is that she's a child.
I think even though Elwyn was really mean to me just now, I'll say mentally, not out loud. Yes, that's right. She's actually 300. How old are you? 300?
Mm-hmm.
She's actually 300, but hasn't aged past 9.
And he continues talking to Nell, like looking at Nell. Tell her my curse is I can only speak with horses.
Oh, yeah. I'll pass it along. I say that. Are you allowed to write?
What's your name? Sorry, Nell, can you ask him?
Yep.
Nieven. I was a high rider of Lodothram.
You're gonna have to spell that for me.
Oh, yeah, please spell it.
The name is spelled Nieven.
Nieven.
A high rider?
Yep, high rider of Lodothram.
Does that
What
mean
does that
anything
mean?
to you, Elwyn?
Elwyn, with your background in the Wilder, the Lodothram is like the capital city, so to put it, of a specific region that is more closely tied to the material plane. And the High Riders, if you remember back to Starcross, there was that fountain with the Pegasi around that central figure. Those Pegasi were the High Riders of Lodothram.
Pegasi riders.
Yeah.
Tia Pegasi.
I was once a horse.
That hasn't come up yet.
By the way, when he says that he'd been looking for a long time, Gideon just looks very like... He looks like he kind of goes into his own head a bit. He's like, huh, I relate to that. Yikes.
Yeah, I assume Nell had been like transferring
Yeah.
like
She would
information.
have to
Yeah,
be.
cool.
I said everything like just completely verbatim. I'll say, well, I can't speak for Elwyn, but this is one of the many things that we are trying to figure out, and our paths are likely to cross again due to the nature of who we travel with, and I point towards Abe. So if we have an opportunity to fix this for you too, we will.
Miss Neven, I'm not giving up. And if I find a name, I will come back for you.
And he points to Nell. Tell her the only piece of information I think I've got is that whatever it is, it's not native to the Wilder. It's not a Nock Fae.
Whoa. Yeah.
Veil Fae, sorry, it's not Veil Fae.
Holy shit. Yeah, I'll say that.
What? What
I don't know
what
what
do you
I
mean? What is that? What is it then? It's not a Veil Fae?
Looks to Nell and like panicked, like mind thing again.
I said before,
Be
I'm
useful
just
to
keeping
me.
I said it before, I'm keeping it open. Like, I know that's not really a thing, but just like, I'm just continuously casting it, like,
I know.
as much as he needs. Okay.
I'm just trying to add some comedy to the situation. He's just like, ping
Oh,
me,
okay.
ping me.
Cool. Well,
And-
tell him that I'm working on my notes, so if he could just... That'd be great.
And what he says is, I think it's something infernal.
Oh. Okay.
Infernal. Like,
I don't know whether it's a demon or a devil, but it's not Wilder. And I think it's trapped.
Trapped in the Wilder.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
those. Jeez. Gideon looks like he's having like a crisis of existential stuff.
You're having a crisis. I've been looking for the wrong thing for 300 years.
Yeah. Gideon's just like didn't know any of this existed. So he's just like
Okay, well that does change things. Thank you for this. I promise I'm going to keep looking and I will come back for you.
A weak smile. But then his nod like fastens and he's, yeah.
Is there anyone that you have that you would like us to bring a message to? If we happen, I don't know if you have anyone, but...
At this point, I think they think I'm dead. So don't worry about it.
Well, with luck, you'll tell them yourself.
That would be a dream come true.
well, I'd say I was in a boat not too dissimilar where there were people I thought were dead a long time and I just found them very recently. So
Can I say that me and Rhea exchange a look?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
Yes.
What?
I did find them.
Hmm.
Definitely. Anyway.
It was nice.
Hmm.
was past tense,
Yeah,
Denny,
because we're
you-
not there
future
now.
tense.
You can't say it was nice because then the next time you gave us something nice, we got kidnapped, okay? So
Hey, but you also went into a cave you thought was going to be terrible, and it was only
Only one of
I
us
was gonna
died.
say, that cave was a good time overall.
it was
Yeah.
party death. It's fine. Getting
They
one shot
treated
by
us better
by-
than anyone else has.
Actually?
yeah, I guess that is true.
Hey,
We've got that going for us.
my family treated us pretty well.
Hmm.
My friends, we should probably get going, yes?
Yeah.
You're sure you don't want to come with us?
I've traveled a lot. I'm tired. I'll be fine.
But
I will
I wish
come
you
back.
I wish you all the luck. And I'll know when I can say something again.
Yes.
And also, we don't really have it that bad. I just want to let you know.
We've seen some of the other curses.
Did you see the guy that accidentally lit things on fire if he stayed in a place too long?
Did I meet that guy?
No, you had not.
No.
That would have
That's
been
awful.
awful.
That would be a tough one.
Be immune to his own fire?
I hope so.
I'm gonna guess not, to be honest.
We have a lot
Yeah.
of things to look up when we get to Valyn Bridge.
Yes.
kidding.
Oh my god. I'm ready to research.
Well, by the way, quickest way to there from here is through Balesville again. So we can,
I was actually wondering, maybe, what if we, I don't know what side of the mountains we're on. Could we not follow the river?
So
I feel,
you are.
I feel okay.
Let's go over to the Roll20 map so people can see this as well. Oh, I'm using the wrong map. Hold on. Where are we at? There you are.
That's the right map.
No, for the stream.
Oh, okay.
Also, Denny, you don't need to use your thunder sound effect because I've got it in real life.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
is
Yeah,
it
there's a
storming?
huge-
There's so much.
there's
It's not
a
even
huge
raining.
storm.
It's just so much lightning.
Yep.
Like it hasn't rained by us yet.
Oh.
I'm just
Well,
watching.
Nice.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think my LEDs flickered for a moment, so if I disappear, it's nature.
Perfect.
Okay.
Nature.
Yeah, we had really bad rain already, so
Mm.
Well, anyway, so where I was going to point out is you guys are kind of around here at the
Okay.
eastern end of the Dunan Mountains because you kind
Shoot.
of cut diagonally from Balesville.
Right.
We could just head straight
I-
north, hit the railroad, and travel up that way. If we
Sure.
don't need to resupply, we don't need to go back to Balesville.
That's the thing we might
I
need
don't
to
have the money
resupply.
to resupply, so...
Well, didn't Valyn say he was going to give us stuff? Other than the gifts, he said he would give us some provisions.
Yeah, that is fair. He did.
There it is.
Wait, whose is that?
that-
coming
I think it's
from?
me.
I think
Wow.
it's you, Dallas. Yeah.
It's coming
Oh
through
my God.
someone's.
Wait, Dallas, that was so crazy. I heard it on your microphone, and then I heard it here. For viewers at home, me and
What?
Dallas, we live near each other.
Yes.
So that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, wild.
Don't forget to use command !D20 to roll and see if you survive the saving throw of being struck by lightning.
I'm doing it.
And now we hear it in the West End.
Oh, thank you, the Dicely Familiar, for actually doing that
I got a
announcement for me
13.
right after.
I'm
Well-
dead.
It struck you and not me.
Oh,
Thanks.
I super died, bro.
Great, man.
Oh,
Amazing.
geez.
Man, that's a Rio roll right there. A good old 4.
Nice.
Oh boy. But yeah,
So provisions.
yeah, so some supplies are in the carriage in addition to the provisions you've got there.
Oh yeah.
Some of the outriders who rode down with you had like sacks draped over their horses, and they've loaded them up
Mhm.
into the carriage as well.
Cool.
So you probably got about 5 days of food in addition.
And from here, how long would it be to get to Valyn Bridge if we didn't stop in Balesville?
Well, if you're going just up north, you'd be looking at about 10 days. If you went to
Okay.
Balesville, it would knock, like, essentially the more secure road would be what's saving you some time, but it's a difference of 10 days just going straight north and then following the road, or going back to Balesville and then following the road from that distance, 7 days.
Save us 3 days worth of supplies.
And we could stop and stay the night if we really, really need to. No pressure, Gideon.
I
No,
I
I
don't know if I
I
want to go
don't
back
think we're
there.
welcome back there.
just don't think it's a good idea. I think that
Well, we could at least
we could
stay
always-
nearby.
We could always stay at my parents' place. I'm sure they'd let us
Mm.
crash.
I don't.
I don't think we should trouble them.
Yeah.
It would be no trouble. Have you met my father? He would happily let us stay the night.
Meanwhile, while you
Yes.
guys are deciding all this, Nieven's still like petting the horse.
Well,
Wish I had
let's-
something
I think
to
we
give
should
him.
just go north.
Yeah. I can
Go for it.
hunt. I've been trained, so
yeah, maybe
I
we
am
can catch
also
some
a
food
hunter,
on the way
yes.
north and see if that determines if we need to stop in Balesville or not.
Okay. I do at some point need to visit a friend.
where?
Where?
Yes, your friend.
He's in
Mon-
Balesville.
Monty, right?
That's right.
Oh, I thought he wasn't there because we didn't see him last time we were there.
We were in a hurry last time, and well, I don't blame us for being in a hurry last time, but
right.
we can head back at some point. But maybe I'll try and write a letter to him.
Well,
See how he's
perhaps
doing.
we go with Elwin's plan, yes? Make our way north for a bit, see if we need to stop.
Yeah. We can decide later, but we should get moving.
Okay. And yeah, Gideon gets her moving.
All right.
Before we run right out, I'm just gonna reach down and squeeze his hand one last time, and just say, "I know it's hard, but just hold on to a little bit of hope." I said it through message. I didn't say it out loud.
Well, I mean, the chances seem promising considering you're some of the first people to come back down from the mountains, so.
Yeah, we didn't get eaten, so it's good. And we ride with the Chosen. I don't know. Cool. All right. Good talk. All right. You have to also, in real life, tell me the name of the horse again, because I fully forgot.
Peleus.
Yep.
What? Can you spell it?
Pelleas.
Great. Thank you.
That's a cool name for a horse.
Sure is.
So as you all say your farewells and begin heading back out the path through this forest of trees with the high branches, and you're greeted once again by the savanna sun, the tall grass, and the rolling hills. And off in the distance, you also see that village that you had visited the previous day.
Did we pass by? Make
Like
sure
they
they're
haven't
gone.
moved.
Ugh.
Should make sure they've left.
Or,
Yeah, I guess so. I guess, and if they have left like they were supposed to, then we can sleep in the hut.
I don't know if I want to sleep in those huts again.
That's fair. Well, we can sleep.
We will
the
sleep
Yeah.
nearby each other.
So
Fair.
you decide to go check out Grassfire?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you begin to make your way through a somewhat worn path that you hadn't really taken on the way up here because you didn't come directly from Grassfire. But following this path, it's maybe an hour, and by that point, you've reached that village once again, with the grass huts and the bonfires designed for large communities to gather around. But this time around, there is a hut that has been burned to the ground, and another one that has just been toppled over. The same one that Elwin, Gideon, and Azaria had been held captive in. It's just been knocked over. The place seems completely deserted. And there are, around that central bonfire, there are a few mounds of dirt and stones kind of piled up around them. And there's also a hole in the ground. It's been dug.
How big is this hole?
About the size of a person.
Is the
I'll
orc
go
in
see
there?
who's in it. Yeah.
So you make your way over to the hole. It's not terribly
I just want to take a look around us, just to make sure there's nothing lurking.
deep. It's all good. Yeah, so you go to the hole and you look in. And again, it's not very deep. And at the bottom of the hole, it's probably about 3 feet down. There is only a crumpled up piece of paper.
Can I read it?
Can I cast Mage Hand to grab it and bring it up?
Ah, good call.
Magic.
Magic.
So your magical hand gets into the hole and grabs that piece of paper and brings it back. Who was reading it?
I can read it if it comes back to me.
So, opening the note and taking a look at what's written here, you see it reads, in common, though not my final resting place, the place that I did lie will hopefully pay for some of my transgressions. Life is a treasure. Use it well.
Wait, can you say
Is-
that again?
It reads, though not my final place of rest, the place that I did lie will hopefully pay for some of my transgressions. Life is a treasure. Use it well.
Ooh,
Do
can
I know which tent was the orcs?
Yeah.
The like one who was kind of their leader.
Who would like to spearhead this memory recall?
I'm in low power mode in the back of the caravan.
I can
I'm
help.
not exhausted.
I can.
Yeah,
help
yes, if anyone's not exhausted.
Oh yeah, I'm not exhausted.
Oh yeah,
so-
I'm exhausted. Yeah, actually,
I can do it.
Yeah. What's the
Go
check?
now.
This is going to be a history check. If you do not have proficiency in it, I will
I do.
not. All right. In that case,
Do
between
you?
the two of you,
I have
I'll
very
help
good
now.
history.
Okay.
I'm very trained in history.
so yeah, one of you can make the
Uber
check,
trained.
and somebody with proficiency as well can provide advantage.
All right. Then I will help Elowin.
Triple help.
The 29.
History's kind of my thing.
Your brain is fat.
You walk to the spot where you had emerged from that large tent that you'd been held captive. And you remember walking out, and the conversation with Morag had already been underway. And you remember where you looked to see him. You reckon that he probably didn't get very far out of his hut. And so you move to the hut that would have been nearby. It's still intact. And inside, it's still got that wooden support beam. Everything in here is gone, except for the grass bed.
Is there anything in the grass bed?
Gonna have you make an investigation check for me.
17?
So you kind of begin rifling through the bed, the grass and all that. And after not kind of turning up anything, you get the idea to kind of flip it over. So you kind of toss the grass off. And underneath, it looks like that the dirt has been disturbed.
Is someone in here with me? Did Nell come here?
I would have come with you.
Yeah, I
Okay.
followed you in.
Yeah.
I'm curious.
It looks like something's buried here.
Okay. I just start digging.
That's really what I was asking, was for someone stronger than me to dig.
You're just digging with your hands?
It's just soft dirt, isn't it? Or is it solid?
It's like dried
Look
by
around.
the Savannah sun.
Okay. Is there a shovel anywhere around this place? Does anyone of us have a shovel?
For some reason, I don't have a shovel.
Could I
I'm buying
use
one the next time we see civilization.
one of the bullet claws that I got?
Ooh.
Those are tough
sure.
and built for burrowing.
Wait a
All
minute.
right.
Drac, don't you also have claws?
They're not quite as sharp as this giant claw that I have got here.
I guess.
All right. So we've got an improvised tool. This will probably be a strength athletics check.
Or do you think my spear would do better? Because it does kind of look like a shovel.
No, it's still a spear.
Okay. No. It's
No.
No, no, it will not do the job.
That's fine. Okay, cool. Do a little diggy do.
Use some digs.
Not bad. Athletics?
Yep.
17.
So you begin using this to kind of just break the ground. And as it kind of softens the dirt up, you begin moving that aside. And thankfully, you spare your hands from having to dig through this rough dirt. And after a while, as you're kind of bringing the claw back out, it's snagged on some cloth. Like leather.
I found something. Brush the dirt off to the side.
And you have found yourself a small leather pouch.
Oh.
It doesn't look like it would hold very much, though.
Just want to give it a look over, make sure there's no traps on it.
Make a perception check, or I guess that's investigation check for searching for traps. So yeah, do that.
Well, that dice is gone forever.
Oh no,
Cool, 6.
Nice.
6. All
Yep.
right. You give it the quick one over, and you determine it's fine.
Hand it to Elwyn.
Why?
Fine, I'll open it.
Inside there are a few coins. Not a lot, but it is 11 gold pieces and 3 platinum pieces.
Ooh, that's some dollary dues.
What we get?
11 gold and 3 platinum.
Hell yeah. 3 platinum?
What does that equal in gold?
30
30
gold.
gold.
Whoa, baller. I'm curious only because you put emphasis on it. Can I just look at the wooden beam and just make sure it's not like hollow or anything?
It's a mimic. No, it's totally fine.
There's no like treasure hidden inside of it.
Make an investigation check for me.
Okay. Not great at it, but that's fine. 14.
Yeah, there's nothing special about this. It's the support beam of the structure.
Well, yeah, just making sure though. Just- whatever.
Right, you have found some coinage.
This could be very helpful.
How do we want to divide this up?
Well,
Divide very nicely, does it?
I am okay. The rest of you can divide it amongst yourselves.
I'll take some.
I've got 5 gold, so I will gladly take some.
5 gold? I have
mean-
8 silver.
How do I have so little money?
Big
I
spender
also don't have a
Elwyn.
lot. Here's the thing. I think that it seems like for now we're together for the long haul. Am I incorrect in saying that?
I think you're correct.
I think you're correct.
So would anyone be opposed to, at least for the platinum, we can set it aside until we are somewhere that we can split it up into gold, and it can just go towards provisions or other things that we need.
Certainly.
I think that's fine.
Although I am saving up money for another purpose, so I will need some for myself.
Okay, well, the 11 we can split. Everyone gets 2 and one person gets 1, right?
That's
Again,
You all can have that. That is fine.
okay.
Thank you, Drake.
I do not need to share. I've, come across some money.
Well,
when
why
we're
don't
in
you
there,
take
so-
the extra 1? We all take 2 and you take 1.
Yeah.
If nobody else wishes to claim it, I will not say no.
And I can hold on to the platinum pieces for now.
Oh, no, I was going to say I could just in case we get attacked by bandits or something.
Actually,
No.
a good idea. Yeah, you can take
Yeah.
them.
Okay. Cool.
I'll hold it. Bandits.
You're right. That's a good idea.
Cool. It's interesting. I think in this moment, like, Nell's kind of thinking to herself, like, it feels weird because, like, her thing would just be, like, everyone just tries their best to split it, like, equally. But it seemed like some people were trying to be like, I'll take some. Because, like, in her village, it would just be like, it's everyone's. Who cares? And it just, she's feeling that moment of being like, I don't really understand how things work out here. And I'm hoping I didn't mess it up again. So. All right. Do we want to rest here?
Yeah, what time of day is it now? It's like early afternoon or late afternoon, right?
Yeah, we're getting to like
Right after.
4 o'clock ish.
Could push on, but at least we know this is kind of like a protected area versus perhaps just the middle of the desert if we were to continue.
I could
And I know
really
that-
use at least a short rest.
Yeah, Abe needs the rest as well.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, let's get him
Well-
rested.
Let's just stay here for the night then.
Perhaps they left some more stuff behind that we could scrounge up.
Yeah, that's very true. There might be some. Oh, didn't you already steal stuff from them before?
I found 5 feet of rope.
Oh,
I gathered
Perfect.
some of their provisions, but perhaps they did not take everything.
okay.
And now, can I have you roll a D100?
Oh, you can, of course. What am I
All
feeling?
that messaging caught up with you.
It shouldn't, right? I don't think the cantrips count, or do they? I don't care. I don't mind. 29. Don't turn Pelias into a duck again. He's too sweet.
Oh, Frig, where is it? So, as you all begin to,
True way to get the break. Roll D100.
Yep.
you all begin to look around the camp and like see if you can find any provisions to kind of make your stay this evening more comfortable. And some of you, as you're going around, you swear you hear a horse walking around this village. And every time you kind of like look and see where the noise is coming from, all you see is your allies, your party mates. You have no idea where this noise is coming from. Now, you, however, very clearly notice that each step you are taking sounds like the clopping of horse hooves. And it does not stop. We are not going to break right yet.
Oh, that's
Oh,
fine. Because, all right, here's the thing. What's everyone else doing right now?
I'm looking
Resting.
for any kind
Getting
of
ready to
supplies.
sleep.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I already had plans to go
Looking
do
around.
something, so I'm gonna go do that now, which is I'm going to the edge of the village, just like kind of out of earshot as much as possible. And I think like with every step, and I hear every fucking clop, I'm getting angrier and angrier because I was already angry back at the den, and I have been trying to like contain it, and I'm going to go to the edge where I'm like out of sight, out of earshot, and I'm just gonna try and like talk to whatever this is, if it's me or if it's whatever. I'm gonna say, this is not a fucking joke to me. You seem to think that it's really funny, whatever it is that you're doing, and it's not fucking funny. Like, everything that you've done since I've left home has been like a joke. Like, you're making me see things, you're making weird things happen, you're giving me fucking horse feet. But what you did to them, that wasn't fucking funny. So which one is it? Is it a joke? Is it silly? Is it fun? Or is it fucking life ruining? And I'm going to just like shoot off like I'm gonna cast like burning hands or something, like just like try to like use the magic and see if it tethers me to anything, or if I can, I don't know, check in with something.
So as the rest of you are like scavenging the camp, seeing if you can find any supplies, you come across stray bits of wood that you might be able to make a fire with. Not a lot of food resources, but there is some like wheat and veggies that got left behind. And then at the far end of the village, you just see this arc of fire just streak across the air. And now, as you kind of just let the anger release, you hear a voice. Who are you? And that's where we're going to go to break.
Penny, that's a good joke, bud.
It's really funny.
Every time, huh? All right.
You're the
True,
best
can't go wrong.
break.
I mean, we didn't go to break on the roll, so
That's right.
Well,
That's right.
you know, I'm happy to be your fodder, so it's all good.
Just to be clear, Nell is not a horse. She just sounds like one.
it's just every step she takes sounds like a horse walking.
Shame.
Oh, good.
Classic.
I was really hoping she was just a horse, but that's
That'd
okay.
actually be handy.
Flaming hooves.
One extra horse.
Yeah.
All right. I'm angry in real life now, so
No. I am very invested in your story. Like, I'm sorry if you actually feel that way, because
No,
I'm
no.
loving it. Okay.
no, you know that I love it. You know that I've set this up because I want more of it. So my hair looks crazy. All right, let's go. Let's go to break and let's come back. I need to talk to whoever this is.
Oh, all right. Well, everybody go get some water, use the restroom, do what you gotta do, and we'll be back here in a few minutes to keep playing some Dungeons and Dragons. Don't forget to leave a follow and speak to us in the chat, because we love to listen to you, love to talk to you. Except for me, I'm usually a bit busy at the moment, but
He hates talking to you.
Yeah,
Evan.
he's
Yeah.
not
He
Wow.
really doesn't like you guys.
no,
Yeah,
don't
whoa.
do that.
So direct.
But we do. The rest of us do.
The rest of us,
The
love
rest of us
it.
were so friendly.
That's
Yeah.
it.
We're like
we're-
perfect is
I-
the thing.
We're going to break to save my face at this point, so we'll see you in a few minutes. Hi there, folks. I just wanted to say thank you all for coming out this evening to watch the stream live if you're here live, or watching the VOD on YouTube afterwards. I just wanted to add, if folks wanted to support the channel, the easiest way to do that is to follow us on the Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/DicelyDND, and subscribe to the YouTube channel, DicelyDND, on YouTube. Thank you all for coming out, and hopefully you're enjoying the stories that we're creating here. I'm having a great time working with these players. They're a lovely bunch, and we should be right back to the game here very shortly, right after this break. So thank you for holding in there, and be sure to go get some water or use the washroom before we get back. So we'll see you in a bit. Thanks, folks. Well, hello again, everybody.
We're back.
Hello, hello.
Whoa.
Hello.
We have had the brakes, and now we are ready to release the brakes to keep going like a car. The metaphor, it's rolling. It's creative genius, am I right?
Totally.
That's why we pay you the big bucks.
That's right.
Wow. Oh, yep, that's right. Anybody out there, you looking for somebody to soundboard off of? Hit me up. I'm hip. I'm with the kids. You get it? Dig.
How do you,
You
do,
are
fellow
all of
kids?
those things for sure.
Oh boy. Well, anyway, we were talking about story stuff, fantasy. Nell had a fire.
I think that was it. Yep,
Yeah, yeah. That's all that happened.
pretty sure.
So, where we had left off. Now, you did cast Burning Hands into the air, and then a voice had just chimed in saying, "Who is this?"
I whip my sword out and I spin around. Do I see anyone?
Nobody's there.
Okay. Internally, I guess I'll say, I think you should tell me who you are first.
No response.
Okay, I'll say it out loud. You tell me first. Who are you?
No response.
Can I come looking for Nell after I saw fiery
I mean, yeah.
hands?
You
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
saw the fire, and now
Yeah, I'd
Nell
go
is
over,
yelling.
Yeah,
probably
heading
with
over.
my bow ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got
Yeah.
my
Like
big-
Now?
she's in danger.
I'm like pacing back and forth, and I'm gonna start trying to like cast prestidigitation, just like sparks, something magic, like lights, like a spark. I don't care. And
Can I
as I'm
have you-
doing it,
Okay, yep.
I was just I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna keep saying like, you tell me who you are first.
All right, can I have you roll a couple of d20s for me?
Well, my cat lay down in my dice tray, so
I'm afraid I cannot.
Oh, roll 20. Roll 20.
Ah, I see. Automatic
Yeah,
crit
minute.
fail.
a nat 20 and a 3. Did I want good or bad, Denny? Because I gave you both. So.
Nothing happens.
Denny,
Nell. What's going on?
Who's Denny?
She's just shouting random names now.
Yeah.
nothing. It's fine. I just need a moment, okay?
Are you okay?
I'm fine. I'm just-
Um,
What, Gideon?
I'm inclined to disbelieve that. 2 seconds, and Gideon sort of puts his hand on his chest, and a bright, radiant aura surrounds him.
No, don't. I don't want you to do that to me.
You're going to need to make a charisma save then. I believe it's a charisma save, yes?
That's correct.
24.
You save. Very well.
Let's just give her some time.
Okay.
I don't know how to talk about it yet, but I'm trying to figure it out, okay?
It's okay. Come to us when you are ready. We'll be in the village.
Yeah. Hey, what do you want for dinner?
I don't care. Whatever. It's always good, so.
Well, I'll whip up something special then. How about that?
Come on, Gideon, I'll help you.
Thanks.
Okay. I'm going to, as Drax's leaving, I'm gonna be like, I'll probably cast some more magic, so just don't be alarmed, okay?
Okay, I'll let the others know.
Thank you.
Hey, if you wanted, we could spar, get some anger out.
maybe another time. I just want to try this on my own first.
You got it.
And I'm gonna find like, I don't know if I would know if it would work, but would you allow me to cast Witch Bolt on like a stump or something? It says creature, but like,
If it is creature, then it will have to be something alive.
okay, then I won't do that. All right, then I guess I will cast Burning Hands again, but at 2nd level this time.
Okay.
And the whole time, like as I'm like maintaining it like out, I'm just like, you should know who I am because you're in my head, so I would like to know who you are, please.
I'm in your head. You're in my head.
Okay. Well, that's pretty fucked up. My name is Nell Amara. Can you please tell me your name?
Well, I suppose that is quite polite of you. I'm Reynard.
Okay. Reynard. Where are you? And yeah, where are you?
You hear no response.
Reynard. Do I get the sense it's because the spell's done?
Very well, could be.
Fuck. Can I this okay, I only have one more spell slot, so can I know message doesn't work that way, but also Nell doesn't know that it doesn't work that way. So Nell is going to think about whoever the fuck Reynard is and try and send them a message.
Can I have you roll a d20 for me?
Yeah. 18. Too high, right? All right. I really hate that I'm going to do this. Are there any rats around?
Make a perception check.
I don't know if I want to do all of this or not. I rolled a nat 1, so it's fine.
The conflict within you of like how desperate you are to
Yeah,
try
that's fine.
and resolve this. Yeah.
Okay.
You can't
That's
bring
fine.
yourself.
That's cool. All right. Okay.
A crit fail, by the way.
Yeah, I rolled that one, so it's cool. Because my thinking was like, if I can do Witch Bolt, again, this is a little meta because I wouldn't know it, but you can maintain it. So, okay, I will use my last spell slot and I will cast Burning Hands again. And just say, okay, you don't have to tell me where you are, but I just would like to know, is weird stuff happening to you too?
What? And the voice kind of fades away with that laughter.
Are there any trees around?
There are like very thin, like
Great. I'm
They
just
will
gonna start. I'm hitting them with my axe, my hand axe.
like in
And
a.
I'm
Go ahead.
I'm just pissed. I'm just chopping these stupid fucking trees and some goddamn fucking idiot named Reynard. The fuck is Reynard? And just do that.
All right, you it's not very long. Like, this tree is very skinny, and you just chop this thing down with a hand axe.
Cool. Is there any others around? I'm just gonna keep doing it for like half an hour. I just have a lot of anger, and I would like to get it out, please.
Nell goes on a tiny tree killing spree.
Tirade.
Are you a trunk, and are you rather thin? You are not safe.
You may be entitled
Danger.
to. And then I guess once I have a sizable stack of firewood, I will bring it back.
Very practical. Good job.
Useful.
I'm going to throw it next to the fire, and I'm going to sit down a little away from everyone.
While Nell was off doing her tiny tree tirade, could I have pulled Abe aside? My friend, how are you doing? Other than being very tired.
I'm not sure.
It appears that in heated moments I may have interfered with your battle. I did not wish to lose you, and I was not sure what the outcome would be.
It is all right, Drac. I appreciate that you wish to keep me around.
I said I would have your back. I do not go back on promises I keep.
And for as long as we are together, I will have yours.
What do you think your next step will be? Or, in this case, our next steps? This group is one now, I think.
I feel as though this was perhaps a selfish distraction on my part.
I do not agree with that.
Well,
We learned much.
we did. We have seen these bugs twice now. If they came from up north, I suppose I worry that perhaps we are on a timer. And a multi-day distraction for me to go to a cave in a mountain to die, just so that my god could prove something to me, or whatever all of this has been. I just hope that we have not cost innocent people their lives. That I have not cost them that.
I can understand your frustration. But I think your god, Miss Malden, is part of their plan. It must be. Why else would you have been drawn to this Valyn? And Malden must have known that he was too powerful for you right now. It was a test. And I do not think you losing a fight to his son counts as a failure of that test.
Would we call that a fight? We are both
Engaged.
warriors.
You dealt blows.
Yes. But I was soundly
like a fight.
beaten.
Perhaps this time. I think in a fair fight, without any of his tricks, you could have taken him.
A fight without his tricks would be a fight without mine as well.
I have yet to see any tricks come from you other than skill with your blade.
He gestures to the crystal. I believe that the crystal is my greatest trick.
Perhaps. But you had no say in that. Lyco could have chosen to not use his abilities.
I suppose. But then he would die not facing the end with everything he had.
I suppose as the shepherd, in a way, of your people, you do wish them to be ready for their end in any manner possible.
I suppose I do.
Is noble. Do you still believe that you are this beast?
I was never the beast.
Or this chosen? Apologies.
I do not know what to think right now. If becoming the chosen is a form of punishment, and I am seemingly not quite the same as I once was, then am I to suffer endlessly for the crimes of another? To be Maldon's executioner and nothing more? If I suppose this changes the subject slightly. If I was alive, or whatever passed for the Chosen's living state, during the desolation or before it, did Maldon keep me from intervening? Just so that I could harvest these souls for them? What is to stop that from happening again? If we find these druids and reach a point where we are completing whatever ritual, will Maldon snatch me away? And
These are hard questions. Let me leave you with this. In my culture, we believe that stories, past, present, and future, can be rewritten. There is no definitive end to a story, and over the ages of our history, stories have changed. Perhaps, for you, being the chosen of Maldon, that meaning can change over time. Perhaps the next time Maldon seeks to snatch you away, perhaps you can take a stand, create a new meaning for what it means to be chosen.
I appreciate the intent, but it also seems as though I have apparently tried that before.
Well, before, you did not have us.
And what if I kill you? If
I think you will
thinks
find
you worthy.
the five of us are very hard to kill.
I hope so.
I hope so too, my friend. I'll slap him on the back. I've got your back, and you've got mine.
You both may have a point of inspiration if you don't have it.
Oh, thank you.
By the way, could I spend my inspiration to re-roll that 10 on that cook check?
Absolutely.
Cooking.
I was helping you. I thought that's what your second roll was.
Yeah, but I'm
Oh,
re-rolling
okay.
that 10 because I
Re-rolling
rolled a
again.
13. Come on.
There.
That's what I'm talking about!
Why?
That's for Nell, boys! Woo!
This keeps happening, I feel.
How is it that we will never go without a critical cooking check?
That's what's up!
He's a really
I'm the-
good cook.
He's the world's
I'm the
greatest chef.
best cook in the universe!
This is what this story is about now, is just Gideon's food. We actually give up all of our other mysteries and we just open a restaurant.
Yep.
So,
It's very successful.
yeah.
Oh.
Going down to
Yes!
Gideon's griddle.
Whenever Nell returns, I don't know if you have anything else you want to do, Christy. Do you at all, or?
I'm sitting like a petulant child with my back against one of the huts, like fully like arms crossed, just like staring down at the dirt. So,
Okay. Gideon will approach you with a very fine meal, very well cooked, and he will set it down behind you. He says, "You don't have to talk to me or anything like that. Next time, if you want me to calm you down with that spell, I'll ask beforehand. But sorry about that. Used to having to use it on myself. Not really a time to ask questions. Time to just save myself some trouble. But enjoy the meal. I think it turned out pretty good. So I'll be over there if you need anything." And he goes and sits down by the fire and continues portioning out food.
as you like turn to leave, you just hear her like sniffle and just say thank you. And she'll take the meal.
A handkerchief floats over to you.
You hear like a louder like, but like attempted to contain it sob.
And then you see this sort of wisp just float by you in the wind, and it goes next to Gideon again. And it holds a ladle as he's just sort of cooking, and he'll take it from it and continue cooking. Invisible servant. Yeah.
The pair of you may also have inspiration. Are we going to
Yes,
go 6 for 6 now?
I have it from being a spider.
Nice.
Yeah, I actually still have inspiration from forever ago.
Nice. 6 for 6.
I think after everyone's eaten, I might ask if I can take watch with Rhea.
Gladly.
Sure.
And also, I am sorry, everyone. I'm sorry that I had an outburst. And I appreciate that you were concerned about me.
Of course.
Of course, my friend.
You never have to apologize for how you feel.
Of course not.
Still, I feel embarrassed. So
That's okay. It'll pass. By the way, who wants the night off? I can take watch if needs be.
I think
Maybe
perhaps
Abe.
Abe has earned it.
Dave.
Yeah, I need
Hey,
a
sleep.
bit of a rest, but I can take second watch.
Could we have had like a short rest over this time, Denny?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I
cool.
barely need
Thanks,
rest at all then. I really just needed the short one.
No, I had died during the short
buddy.
rest.
So, Gideon, I'm curious. What did you end up scrounging for that meal that was so dang good?
so
So
rude.
I'm
No,
thinking he put the work in this time. He really put the work in because he felt bad. And So he'll probably take. So it's probably like some potatoes. So he'll probably like mash them up. He'll probably make some mashed potatoes, and then there is some leftover, probably some chickens. So he cooked up some chickens and probably like added that in, and then there's probably some vegetables in there too. They stopped by Balesville, so there's definitely corn. So he probably threw some corn in. Basically making a really nice, like, as best as you could make while on the road, a shepherd's pie style thing. Yeah, as best as he could do with traveling gear. Of course, he doesn't have like all the pots and pans and everything, but yes, yet. I have cook's tools, but I don't have kitchen. I don't have a kitchen trailer yet. You know, give me a few months though.
It turned out
We're gonna be the first food truck.
Yeah.
Oh my God. All right, new goal.
Yeah, Gideon a food truck.
Gideon gets a food truck.
wow.
Hildy's the mascot.
Yeah.
Well,
So
that,
basically like a shepherd's pie type meal.
that shepherd's pie turned out brilliantly. Especially considering it was an on-the-road meal. It, for anybody who had any elements of that meal in like their home cooking, like you're kind of brought back to your homes for a second. Like it's just comforting and just reminds you of being in a place that's safe before all the chaos of the world that you're currently in.
Brilliant meal as always, Gideon. You continue to outdo yourself.
Thank you very much. I'm running out of food supplies, so tomorrow may not be as tasty, but it'll get the job done.
And I will savor this.
Please do. By the way, just thought I would check in with everybody. I know we've had a rough few days.
I'd say that.
How's everybody doing? I know physically we're still standing, but how's everybody doing up here? And in here? He points to his chest.
Oh, you know, best ever. So.
I have a lot to think through now.
Of course.
I'm looking forward to getting to Valyn Bridge. There are some things I would like to look up.
Me too.
Yeah. Me personally, I'm excited to see what happens when we get to Brule Bar. Maybe there's something in Valenbridge about what happened in Valesville. See if we can find something about that too. But
I hope so.
I don't know. I'm feeling better after what happened in Balesville.
Seen better.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I went from thinking my whole family was gone to half of it. Still not good, but better. Yeah. Drag. Yeah. Hopefully we find something about your brother in Valyn Bridge. Sorry, I'm just writing stuff down, making sure we hit
Of
a
course. No, I
checklist
appreciate
for
it.
everybody.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah,
Apparently
yeah.
he headed that way, so maybe.
Maybe. Well, anyways, I'm gonna get ready for bed because I gotta be up to do second watch, and for whoever is waking me up, just no sudden movements, okay? I'm a bit jumpy in the night from traveling alone for so long.
How many watches do we need
Make
to do
sure
then?
your
Is
gun
it
isn't
2
near
or
you
3?
when you sleep.
What a bandit show!
Technically, like the ideal that you want to do is like 2 of 4-hour watches,
Right.
or you can
Okay.
divide it up if you so choose. But the point being, there's got to be, for anybody to get a long rest, you have to have a full 8 hours of sleep.
Right.
Or is it supposed to be 2 hours off? I don't remember. Anyway,
I'm pretty sure you need to be sleeping for 6 and then 2
Right, and then do
hours
2
of
hours.
just keeping watch.
that's right. That's exactly what it is. Yes. And then, of course,
So I
there are some
guess-
of you who don't need as much sleep. So
Yeah.
Yeah, so mine can always be like a bit longer because I just need the 4.
You take a double watch. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm okay with that.
Who wants to join Gideon for watch 2?
I can take watch 2 with Gideon.
Then I guess I could take like the morning watch, if need be.
Oh, wait, no, Nell
could we-
keeps the.
Yeah. Nell does Azaria and then Gideon, and then me and you can do morning.
Okay, cool.
Cheers.
Sounds good.
All right.
I'll be up after 6 hours anyway, so.
Well, I guess that's true.
Sure.
Just rest, though, even if you don't need to.
Right. So, as you guys set up this fire and you've had your meal, and the sun begins to set, casting shadows across this eerie village, place that had held such tension for you not too long ago, the sun sets and the moon rises into the night sky, along with all those stars and that tight band of stars that race across the sky. And the rest of you are set up in huts, if you so desire, grass beds.
Groups,
And-
please.
Maybe we
And
like drag some beds into like a central area
Yeah.
just to keep an eye on each other.
Yeah.
And I suppose it is Azaria and Nell that are doing the first watch.
Yeah.
Oh.
I have some stuff I'd like to ask you, but I feel very bad if I just start unloading. So, I would like to know how you were doing first, because I think that it was a very hard day for everyone, and especially because you did drop a couple times.
Tired, but not any worse for wear than normal.
Yeah.
You know.
That's good. And also, I don't think we've actually talked since everything with the druids. How are you doing? Like, did you know any of what Renan told us?
None of it. I do know that a decent group of druids, it sounds like we're supposed to stay here and have some big thing that they were supposed to do, left to the wilder. Did not know, though, that there were these archdruids or whatever they might be for these different regions that, you know, are slumbering somewhere.
Do you think we'll find your mom?
I hope something to let me know what happened. But I think, you know, I've never given up hope that I would find her, but I think that it's, as time goes on, it just gets a little harder to keep holding on.
Well, I can't, because how many years has it been since you've seen her?
How many years has it been? I can't remember time. A good hundreds.
Yeah, I mean, the last
Yeah.
time you would have seen her would have been like before the desolation, so it's been at least 300 years.
At least
I obviously
300 and
I can't even fathom that amount of time not knowing where someone is. So it speaks volumes that you've been able to hold out hope this long. And I guess in a way it feels like maybe closer than ever. Just we have something like a lead about just druids in general. So
yeah, it's the most that I've had in, 300 years.
Yeah.
But how are you doing?
Bad, I guess. I think I mentioned before that the reason I came to Starcross was because I had heard of you from my brother. He had mentioned that you were someone who knew a lot about magic, and that was something that became really relevant to me in a way that it wasn't a few months ago. And I guess I just wonder if you know anything about the different ways that it can take shape in people, or like.
Yeah. I mean, there's kind of like three main ways that I've always kind of viewed it. There's, those who are bestowed magic, paladins, clerics, people who get it from a religious calling, a god or something. Warlocks too, not a god per se, but their powers tend to come from something.
And
There's those born with it.
That's Elwyn, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Pre heading up, I forget the name of the buttes.
Right.
Is it the Hot Claw Butte?
That's exactly what it was. Yeah.
Before heading up there, I don't think I had ever seen Elwyn use magic before.
Okay.
Something there had bestowed powers. Wizards learn it, which is why I find my situation so strange. It seems if anyone tries hard enough, there is magic in all of us. I mean, if you look at this group, even Abe, who's never casted a spell before, there's some magic there.
And I guess
Gideon, too, in some ways, has like some. I feel those people, if they wanted to spend the time, could also just learn by studying.
Yeah.
Those who are born with it, which I thought was what I was, kind of going to have innate magic powers. Both of my siblings do. Father does, even my mother.
And your siblings, are they older?
Younger.
Hmm.
Both of them.
Weird. It's almost like we have the opposite problem from one another.
Well, if you ever want to trade.
I would in a heartbeat. Because what if it just appears and you didn't have it and then one day you did, and you didn't like go to a butte and talk to anyone, it just was there.
And of course, Azari, you are familiar with the concept of sorcerers as well.
Yeah, there's a term for folks like that. Sorcerers are folks with innate magic abilities, through usually their bloodline, but I'm sure there are other causes that can manifest at kind of any point.
Well, I don't think it would be bloodline because my bloodline is Fyra. Like, that's where my family gets their magic from. We're descendant from her. And that's why when I left, I thought it was something with that was broken, because what I've done so far, it isn't like theirs. Parts of it, I can do some of it. I can do some healing and some other things, but the big stuff, the in combat and stuff, it's not that. It's something else. And before I was trying to see if I could make some sort of connection with whatever this thing is, because I felt something before, like a presence in my mind, I guess, back in Starcross. And just now, when I got really angry and I cast some spells, someone spoke to me, but I don't know who they are. And then they laughed at me. And what is that about? Why would they said I was in their mind? What the fuck is that about? You know? And their name's fucking Reynard.
Is that a common name?
No, I don't think it's stupid. Is what it is.
I was asking Teni, but I love that response.
Christy is Nell is correct in saying that, though.
It's a stupid name.
It's a stupid name that only
Silly
garbage
name.
people have.
I mean,
Azaria, can I have you make a history check for me with
disadvantage because
no, oh yeah, you're still exhausted. Yep.
yeah.
Can I give you help?
No, you think Maynard's a stupid name?
It's a stupid name that must mean
I
something.
love that. The disadvantage was still 22.
Yes,
Hey.
yes. Tell me who the fuck Reynard is. Who is this person?
There is only one person that you can think of with that name. And they're like a storybook character.
What?
They're a fox-like humanoid who is said to live in the wilder.
Jenny, wait, wait. Didn't we have a conversation? I can't remember. It was so long ago. Jenny, wait. I have to bring up my notes. I'm sorry. I'm assuming you told me this. This is in real life. But
Yeah, I realized this. I'm like, there is a fox-like creature in the wilder with that name, a fairy tale of sorts.
Like, some people
Maybe-
consider them one of the Veil Fae, but they're not one that is like they're so seldom seen, if ever. Like, records don't really like suggest that a lot of people have encountered them, that most people just assume it's just a story that everyone knows.
My question for you, Nell, is Fyra, who you're descended from, like, was on the material plane. Like, you are direct, like, bloodline descendants of.
that's what my family's always believed, at least.
So where did Fyra get her magic from?
Do I know that?
Make a history check for me.
8.
Not this time. You rack your brain, and the emotion that you're experiencing right now is just, it's interfering with your ability to recall memory properly. Like, the story's not hitting you at the moment.
I mean, I'm sure they told us in like religion class, but there's a little. Why are you laughing at that? You're not here, but you laughed. I'm talking to Anthony.
I was like, who laughed? I was like, okay. I thought you were laughing, like telling that to me. I was like, wait, I laughed? What?
Yeah, I was
Anthony,
like, wait.
Anthony laughed at that, and I was like, I had 5 classes that were very important. No one knows. Okay, but yeah,
Math?
no, maths. No,
So,
yeah, no,
I
we
see
had
we're
like
in a British world.
like
Maths,
like
yes.
all fantasy.
Maths.
Yeah, no, we had like religious training and stuff, but God, that would have been like so long ago. I can't really think of it right now. I don't know. I've never really questioned it, I guess. It was just how it is, you know?
Maybe that's where the key to this is, though. You have your power from I don't know the story, but some being that was on the mortal plane that ascended to godhood. But that person wouldn't have had their power from the same way. Unless they were worshipping another god that,
Right.
So maybe their power is more akin to what you have.
Like this Reynard person is
No,
more,
like
my grandma.
I guess if that is your grandma.
I mean, sorry, we call her Amma. It's grandma in Giant, but I mean, she's not my immediate grandma. That's someone else, but it's that's like what we call her affectionately. But yeah, I don't know. And Nella almost says something, and you watch her like specifically like catch herself and not say it. Maybe I could find my brother and my older sister. They're out on their journeys right now. Maybe I could find them. I don't know where they are, but they've been kindling the light for a couple of years, so they might know a bit more. They might have learned a bit more from her. Oh, and that's the other thing. She talks to everyone but me. So everyone else has talked to her, but I wasn't able to. So what the fuck? You know? So there. You don't need to answer that one. That's
Yeah, I was like, unfortunately, no experience with that.
yeah.
But I don't think you seem to carry this as like a fault. Like you're broken or something's wrong, and I don't think that's true. I think maybe your emotions interfere with your magic sometimes, but you also have the biggest heart of anyone I've met, Mel. You instantly cared about everyone in this group so much. You cared about Abe when we were worried of what was going on. You cared for Elowen and brought her the Starcross with everyone. Gideon back in town. You and Drax seem to have a history from before we all got together. I don't think your emotions being part of your magic, if that's part of this, is a weakness. I think that's a strength.
But what if it hurt people? before this. Before I met you guys.
I think many untrained folks can end up hurting people. It's about honing your skills, but I think being afraid of that is only going to cause more problems. We tend to avoid things that we're afraid of, and we don't want to, face them. You bottle that up, and it can't be good for you. If you're ever wanting to try magic things out, also in like a safe environment with people around, and kind of a fine person to do that with, probably won't hurt me too much if it blows up in our face.
Okay. Yeah, I think that would be good. Yeah, I want to make a check. I think I'm gonna make an intelligence check.
Sure.
Cool. You don't need. I have my reasons why.
I understand.
I
Okay.
respect that.
Christy's playing her own game.
No, okay. Here's
This
the
is
thing.
this is the best part of being a GM.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If I tell you something, will you not tell everyone else until I'm ready to tell them too?
Of course. I'd never betray that trust.
Thank you, and I really appreciate everything you just said. And the reason that I find it hard to accept is that my whole family, I did something to them, and they are all frozen, stuck. They are, I don't know, they're frozen. They're all there in my village, and and it was my fault, and we were all supposed to go out on our journey together, and my sister, my twin, she's also frozen there, and I don't know what to do about that. So
Your secret's safe with me. When we get to Valyn Bridge, I'll spend any free time I can helping you look for any information on how to undo frozen in like a ice, stone, just
time,
as are.
just like as if the moment stopped around me and I was able to move through it. And it's not the entire village, so that's good.
Yep.
But it's all of the elders, my parents, my twin Runa, and my two younger siblings. So all of the most important people, because my mom is the leader. So, yeah. But they're not dead, because she felt warm still when right after. She was, I don't know. So I'm just trying to figure out how to help them.
In my study of magic, have I heard of any magic that stops time?
Anything let's have you make an Arcana check. Let's put some work in here.
Disadvantage.
Nothing for free.
I'm going to use thingy-majigger inspiration to reroll one of those.
You have disadvantage on Arcana checks?
I have disadvantage on everything. I'm exhausted.
Right, I forgot about that part.
13 is the lowest now.
All right. So, in terms of things that stop time, that is super powerful magics at play there.
No big.
I don't think that'll reassure Nell saying that, so I'm not going to be like, oh, that's a real powerful spell you use there, Nell.
Oh, really?
Yeah, real impressive. No, I'll just keep that little bit of thought to myself. And so I'll be like, there's always a way around magic. There's always a solution.
Okay. That was really hard to say, and I also want you to know that I have barely ever lied about anything before in my entire life, and so not telling everyone this entire time has just been absolute torture. You know? So.
You never lied to anyone, though. You just not said things. Like, I'm saying in our group, like, you not telling them isn't a lie.
I guess.
think you need to hold that guilt.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's like, it's not like I don't feel guilty because obviously I had reasons not to. I'm just saying, like, it's really hard not to say things, you know, when you want to say them. So, yeah. Great. Well, thank you for listening, and yeah, that's I'm just rattled, I think, at this point.
I do have to be the one to unfortunately ask. I'm probably not going to be the most useful at actually keeping watch.
Oh, sure.
But
yeah,
I can give you a few pointers on just in this area things I've noticed. And like in the next minute, I start talking about like looking for like the signs of like animal sudden movement and things. Stuff in the grass, like, you know, the areas we probably don't need to worry too much about the mountain having just come from there, but like this part. And if you are proficient in perception, you get to double your proficiency in it. Otherwise, you get proficiency in it for the next some amount of time, but it really just matters for this.
I am proficient. Does that mean I get a plus, like I double it?
Yeah.
I get a
if
plus
you're already
8.
proficient.
Wait a minute. So
The proficiency.
so like you're gonna get what's your skill right now?
My perception, I had a +4 too.
+4. Okay, so it's gonna become +6 because you add 2 for your proficiency bonus, so that 2 is becoming a 4 instead.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, I understand. I don't say this, but the way that like Ria explained everything, I just like felt like I was back with my dad doing one of his like survival classes. So.
And I will provide you help like in any way I can. I am proficient in perception. I'm just tired.
Yeah.
Do I get to take advantage, Teddy?
Yes.
Because the first one was a 1. So.
Yes, you have advantage in it.
Nat 20.
Wow, the 2 ends.
Just 26. It's been a very emotional day.
So
Ria, once I saw a big bird. Don't tell Drac.
I'm like, no, if you need, anytime you have a secret you want to share, we can keep one of these watches together, and you can just tell me.
Especially about birds.
Yeah, don't tell Drac about the birds. I think he's still just a little wounded from that first
At,
Like confessional. Just like, dear Father, I have sinned. I have all these things I didn't say.
Your father, I saw a big bird today. Don't tell
Yeah,
my
I saw the
friend.
biggest bird.
yeah. At some point in the future, Drax's gonna clue in that Nell and Azaria meeting up means conversations about birds. Oh.
Want to go have your bird talk? I understand. It's fine. Whatever.
Oh,
Oh.
my
Wow.
god.
Whew. Well,
Yeah.
That was great.
the exercise that Azaria takes you through to kind of give you this more keen sight, it's very relaxing and very therapeutic. Like, you watch the breeze sift through the tall grass, and the moonlight hitting it just makes it look mesmerizing. And you see shapes flying up in the mountains, though at this point you know that there are harpies and other possible monstrosities that live up there. And once again, you see those buffalo off in the distance. This time, they're not disturbed.
Looks good. No birds.
And your shift goes by flawlessly.
All right, I have to look up our notes, Denny, because I think you've done something and I have to confirm it.
I
So.
think you've done something.
Oh, of course. That's my
Oh.
job. I might not be here for
Yeah, I
all the
hope-
scenes, but I have done something.
I think he's doing things.
I can't
I
believe
hope
she's
that
done
Denny
this.
has done many things because
Guys, I don't know if you'd know this, but sometimes the DM does things too. I think I know we all assume they don't do anything, but
No,
They're important.
that can't be true.
They do stuff.
So
And
it's Gideon and Nell now?
Yeah.
Because Nell's doing a double watch?
Yeah.
Okay.
you no longer have the doubled proficiency bonus. It's just one check within the hour.
cool. I can roll again if you need.
Sure. Is there anything Nell and Gideon want to touch on? I have no idea what that was.
Okay.
What was that?
I feel like I've talked for a really long time, so I'm good to pass unless you have anything, Ryan.
Gideon, is there anything you want to talk at Nell about?
She's
Are
not
there
gonna
any
respond.
confessions that you need to make?
Did you see any birds today?
Did you see a big bird today? Gideon, just curious because I've seen a bird. So
I think that in Gideon's mind, in terms of if Nell wants to talk to him or not, I think he's sort of put the ball in her court after his apology earlier. So what he will do is he will clean his guns, make sure they're in working order, and write a letter to his parents that he will send when he gets to Valenbridge.
I will say, I will during the watch. I'll say, thank you for understanding earlier, and I understand what you were trying to do. I needed to be angry, I think, in that moment. And I'll tell you more about it later, I think.
All right.
But-
That's no problem.
Just thank you for being kind, I guess. I think it's not always something that people hold on to, especially if they've gone through something hard. And I just think it's really commendable.
Well, same goes to you. You're very kind.
I guess
And, well,
we're
yeah.
both trying.
we're trying, you know. Life's been pretty tough, but it doesn't mean I make it tough. Doesn't mean I should make it tougher. if anything, I should just try to make the world a little less chaotic, you know?
Nell has like a reaction to your use of that word. Just like, yes, I agree. Yeah. I think I like that a lot.
Yeah. But as I was saying, everybody at one point during this trip was not Abe's biggest fan, but you were still somehow. So don't sell your kindness short. Because I was ready to draw on him. So,
I
yeah.
guess it could be considered naive as well. I think that is maybe what other people think, but
I don't. And I don't think naivete is a bad thing either. I think everything in moderation is fine.
it's just I don't know how to explain it, but I never felt concerned, and I guess I'm supposed to, or I don't know. I think even he might say that I should feel like unsafe or worried, but I just don't. So.
Well, I commend that. That's I definitely cannot say the same. But you know, you're strong, you're capable. I'm sure you could hold your own if things really went bad, so maybe that's part of it. But
I hope it's not. I don't want to be worthy in that way, because I just think it would be a real damper on our friendship, you know?
Oh, that would certainly be a damper on our friendship.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm keeping my fingers crossed too that Malden just kind of ignores me.
What if we all just kind of suck just a little bit? You know,
Yeah.
like we can be pretty proficient, and then just every once in a while we just really bite it, so that he's kind of like, I don't know, can't, not these guys, I don't think so.
Well, a couple weeks ago, I couldn't contribute much at all. My gun jammed like 3 times in a couple days. So you know what? I think
Yes.
Malden's. I think I'm off the board. I think I'm out of the game.
Who knows? He might, or they might keep their eyes out, but just maybe just jam it every once in a while, like oopsie, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
So
Just forget to clean it one day and go hide somewhere.
yeah, I think that's probably that'll work. I bet.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, well, tell you what. That secret between you and me, I won't tell anybody else. If you feel like, you know what, I'm gonna have an off day, I get it. It's all good. You know. Just perform poorly so Malden doesn't choose you. I get it.
Yes.
I'm gonna
Yes.
take a day off. Just go hide in the corner or something.
If anything, we can say it wasn't like we like messed up. It was intentionally that we were doing bad on purpose. So.
That's right.
Right.
That's right. Well, anyways, I'm gonna get back to this letter, and Gideon starts writing once again.
Great. After I do my watch, I'll also just journal next to you. So. Have I rolled it yet? No, I don't think so. Right. Okay. 13. Half of what I got before, so I see less
Lame.
buffalo.
Yeah. You're like, oh, it's that weird time of night where like a cloud has moved over the moon, and you're like, oh, the light source is kind of gone. Oh, well. But nothing jumps out, nothing attacks. So the shift finishes quite all right. And one of you goes to wake up Elwyn for her shift.
I'll wake her up.
Elwyn, you've been asleep for a few hours. And thank goodness, it has been a rough couple of days, even with how the kind of dark lingering that is now attached to this place, just the physical need of sleep is just so good to finally let that be. But it's not without the stress. And in your dream, you are back in that cocoon of material that got shot at you by those odd creatures, and you're wriggling and just trying to free yourself, and you're stuck in this cave all by yourself. And then from behind, you feel something slightly tear at the material, and it comes loose and just kind of dissipates. And walking into your vision from behind you is Wilela.
Well, you've had a breakthrough, haven't you?
Did you know that?
I'm keeping up slightly. Oh, do you mean did I know the information that you found out?
Yes.
No, not at all.
Okay.
Which means we are doing our duty. We are finding things that we weren't aware of.
I guess so, but I've spent 300 years looking at Veil Fae. Does this not invalidate everything I've been doing?
Do you think it was time poorly spent?
I don't think I know anything. Clearly, I don't know anything.
You are wiping yourself of the arrogance of wizards. There are many out there who think they do know everything. And there's danger in that. But understanding that even though we are servants of a greater knowledge that very well might know everything, there's no way we could. That's why we are not deities. But we do our best. And now, even though it has been 300 years for you, you have a heading.
I suppose you're right.
To give up just when things are starting to look good.
I'm not giving up. Just frustrated.
Of course. I understand that. And I wish you luck in that pursuit. But I want to know, what do you think of this ordeal in that cave?
I'm not sure. I've heard stories of elves like those, but I didn't think they truly existed. Or they had gone extinct years ago, and...
Oh, I don't even mean about them. I have no concerns with them. I am wondering about your friend.
Yes. It does still concern me that he seems to know less and less about himself as well the more we go. You said before that there was multiple people within him. We know of the beast, but there are other paths. Are they inside of him also? Are they out in the world? Do you know?
I don't know, but based on those conversations, I would wager that you are correct.
That they are inside of him?
Everything you've said, that some form of them lingers within him, but also there are these paths, maybe dens, that are hidden out in the world as well.
Dens? Like the druid dens?
I was thinking more of that cave. It felt
Oh,
a place of living.
I see. That first cave where we found the bugs the first time, is that another space? Another den?
I'm uncertain. It didn't seem to have significance, but it did seem infested. Do you think they might be drawn to this Malden activity specifically?
There's nothing else about Malden in that original cave, unless we missed it and we didn't know what we were looking for at the time.
I agree. The evidence doesn't seem to point in that direction. Well, there are plenty of mysteries to unravel, and I am very curious about him. Keep me posted, would you?
How do I contact you?
At
Or
this
will
rate,
you come to me?
I think that might be how it is for the first little while. Maybe you'll pick up a trick at some point.
Okay.
For now, if I'm in need of reaching you, or if you need to reach me, try and put out the best of your energies that you can, and we'll see what happens. But for now, I believe you have somebody about to disturb our meeting.
And with that, the vision of Wilela kind of spins out in this dust, and your eyes open as you feel like a nudge on your shoulders, and Nell awakens you.
Oh. Of course.
It's just time for watch.
Yes. Of course it is. How was your watch?
Good, no birds. Just buffalo.
Excellent. I'll let Drac know.
Do not tell him about
That there were no birds? Okay.
Just don't talk about birds at all, please.
Okay.
I could wake up. I'll wake up Drac.
Punch him right in the stomach.
Hey, Drac, wake up.
Morning.
It's not the morning yet.
Nah, we're
It's your
getting
shift. Yeah, we're getting there.
there. Okay, we get some sleep. World Star
Yeah.
Chef.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'll be here all week.
I hope so.
And I hope so too. Gideon goes to his tent. Enjoy your watch. Nothing eventful happened.
Good to know. Let's hope it stays that way.
Mm-hmm.
And it's around this time as well that, Abe, you start to feel yourself naturally wake up, whether you get up or not, or just lay in bed. I'll leave that up to you. Is he frozen?
I think he might be frozen.
Yeah.
I think he's just really thinking about it.
I was like, he's really into this role play.
Yeah.
He's
Wow.
just asleep.
Wow.
Like, no,
Hey.
Abe must sleep.
Amazing.
Oh.
That was funny. Well,
Abe is
It wasn't me this time.
yeah. I suppose in this instance then, Abe is going to remain sleeping.
Abe will remain sleeping. Cool.
Hmm.
All right. Good morning, Element.
Morning, Drac.
How are you doing?
Fine.
With the revelation you had earlier today?
Truly, yes. I've met others who have been cursed before, but I've never heard this idea that it truly wasn't a Veil Fae. You don't happen
Yes.
to know much about devils or demons, do you?
The teachings of my faith are not so much good versus evil, more good and evil. So we do not learn about the differences so much.
Yes, I'll have to do some reading when we get to Valyn Bridge, I think.
Of course. It's very fascinating in kind of a morbid way how many of you there are.
There are a good number.
This entity must be quite malicious.
Yes. Truly.
Might explain their infernal nature a little bit more.
Yes. Well, the Veil Fae have been likened to devils and demons before.
Hmm.
Perhaps it's a closer connection than I once thought. Drac, what do you make of what's happening with Abe?
It's very troubling, to be sure. I had a chat with him while we were setting up camp and such, but he seems unsure of himself now.
Understandably.
He's certainly been taken down a peg by Valyn and his son. I'm sure he was expecting to go in and wipe the floor with them, so to speak.
Yes.
But I feel there's hope for him. I told him this prior, but there may be a chance to change his story. I don't believe that stories are always set in stone,
No,
even ones that are already written.
I hope not.
And I think your story will change as well.
Thank you. I do also. I feel sometimes like I am running out of time. You know, I'm fairly
You
old for
are
a
an elf,
half.
no?
I'm a half elf.
Oh.
Fairly old for a half elf. I don't quite know what will happen when I reach my natural lifespan.
Yes. Quite curious. Perhaps when you fix this curse upon you, you will get another 300 years to live.
Oh, I would rather not stay in the 9-year-old body, though, to be honest.
Well,
I will jump to 330 if I could.
and then maybe you will still get another 300.
Perhaps.
Oh.
He's back.
Good, because I want to talk to him.
Here comes the boy.
Yes, he's
Hello, boy.
Back again.
Yeah,
You didn't-
power
you
flicker.
All good. You didn't miss much.
Didn't miss. I missed like 10 minutes. You know how much?
Really,
could
we have no
happen in
idea how
D&D in
much he
10
missed.
minutes? Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah, true.
We thought you were just thinking real hard about something.
Last thing was, what did you hear last?
Drac just got woken up.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Oh.
Then Danny was just asking if you would also wake up because you're kind of at the end of your rest.
and then you just sat there like a guy staying at rest. I was like, man, he's really committed.
Commit to the bit, you know. No, I'm going to get up when I am done my 6 hours.
Yeah, Elowen and I are just chatting.
Sure. I will go over to the edge of camp. And sit in the tall grass. Assuming nobody stops me.
I would like to stop you, actually, if you're coming past us.
Like, Abe, would you like to sit with us?
Certainly.
Scoot over.
How did you rest?
Not
All
bad so far.
right. Abe, I want to say that I'm sorry for the way that I've treated you. You scared me, but I understand not having control over your own body, and I'm sorry that I have treated you poorly.
You did not treat me poorly.
I did not treat you with kindness.
I did a very violent thing mere feet away from you. I would perhaps be concerned if you were not affected by that. I harbor no ill will. And I am sorry that that happened in front of you.
I understand that it wasn't really you. I guess that's what I wanted to talk to you about. While you are both here, I can tell you my magics come from a greater being. When I first came to the Wilder, when I first came to this material plane, I met with a great being of knowledge, and she bestowed upon me these powers so that I could seek the answers to my questions, and in return, I seek answers for her. She is very fascinated with you, Abe. And I'm just trying to understand better these paths. What are part of you and what is out there and how it's all interconnected. I just don't really understand. I suppose maybe you don't either.
I can attempt to explain my current understanding of it.
Please.
There are 3 paths. Well, a 4th, but as far as I know, I am the only one to have walked the path of the chosen, so I don't know if it counts. But the 3 paths are the path of the beast, the path of the lone wanderer, and the endless wanderer.
Endless wanderer. Yeah.
Yeah. And the path of the eternal challenger. Each represents a different method of exercising the beliefs of Malden, of self-betterment, of rising above challenge, in essence, becoming the best version of yourself that you can. And we live in a world of magic and monsters, so that's often revolves around killing large creatures, or fighting great evil or good. As I understand it, Malden does not seem to care how glory and self-betterment are earned, just that it is. And so we have known the path of the beast. It is primal ferocity, often associated with physical strength or capability. There is the eternal challenger, who, though I have not known much of, they seem to represent a more honor, an attempt to achieve a certain level of perfection within their chosen arts. There's an element of leadership, of challenging great physical threats, not necessarily fighting 100 foes, but overcoming great monsters. From what I've gathered, it tends to be the realm of dragon slayers and great hunters. The Endless Wanderer is a much more, as the name implies, a more solid or solitude focused, but there's an element of showmanship within it. And if the Eternal Challenger looks at perfecting themselves, the Endless Wanderer looks at creating art in a way of their glory as a form of artistic expression, of memories are scarce, but I've seen great duelists, great blade dancers, and gladiatorial competitions. And so each of those paths is represented by, or was rather set down by, one of those individuals who have killed me in a duel. Again, we met the beast already. I do not know the other two yet.
But the spirit of the beast is in you now.
Part of it is, when I take a soul of someone who is deemed worthy, their memories and their skill, their glory earned, flow into me, so that I may essentially exist as a vessel of our history, of our people, as we have no nation or empire. I am the Chosen is a form of historian as well as archive. The other part of their soul I bring to paradise. I ferry them across the river of blood and bone to the Crimson Sands, that Malden may watch them, and they may earn new glory, the likes of which the material plane cannot give them.
I spoke with Wilela during my sleep. She told me that there may be other dens out there like the one we were in today. Do you know of that?
Much of my time has been spent in my past. The only pull I have felt is from Valyn. And admittedly, after what happened there, I believe it will be some time before I am capable of going to another place of Malden's worshippers.
Well, we will help prepare you in whatever way we can.
Of
I
course.
feel as though we will have no shortage of conflict for me to grow and learn from. So I feel like I will have ample opportunity.
Indeed. I'm curious about this concept of you as a walking museum, almost, for your people.
It's... This feels very grandiose to say, but I have gotten the impression in those brief moments of memory when I am the Chosen that it is a way of all of the assembled worthy to witness the next entrance into paradise.
They can see through you.
They do not see, but they sense. They know when I am fighting.
Less a museum, more a coliseum.
Perhaps.
Fascinating.
Truly.
After all,
Powerful
they,
magic lies inside of you, Abe.
his eyes kind of linger on his right hand for a second. Powerful, but perhaps damning.
Well, like I said to you before, a story can change. Just keep that in mind.
I will have to. Does that answer some of your questions, Elwyn? I sometimes feel like I monologue when I speak of Malden.
No, it's fascinating. I think so. I'm sure it will all start to come together at some point. Thank you for that.
My pleasure.
It was very enlightening.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what this Walela looks like?
Yes, she is a sphinx. Great being, the human head and lion's body.
Very interesting.
Does that mean something to you?
Does it?
Nothing specific that you can think of.
This is all gonna come in a wild circle for a second there.
Yeah.
Everything's connected,
Oh,
man.
shit.
I think that's all the questions I have now. I have to sort through my own notes and figure out what I even need to ask.
And happy to answer whatever I can.
But we have plenty of time to talk when we're on the road, so sun should be cresting over the mountain soon, so
Will you excuse me for a moment?
of course.
Of course.
Don't stray too far, friend.
And I will walk over to the, still like in view, and just sort of sit cross-legged facing east as best as I can tell. And if I have the poncho on, I don't know if I took it off. I'll take it off and roll it up next to me. I'll just kind of run my fingers through the grass for a second. And then say internally, "Hear me now, Malden. If I was brought into existence to be your slayer, to take life for your enjoyment, then I will not hesitate at every opportunity that I exist within this body to devour you." I see scarcely the voice deep within the crystal, hunger that will only be sated by one meal.
And that happens. You say those words, and just true vengeance, true code. Something resists it, and you know you've been heard.
Good. Now that I have your attention. When I died in that cave, my thoughts were not of you and your paradise, but of the friends I have briefly made and intend to keep. Know that I will choose them whenever I have the free will to do so. Assuming I am not smote where I sit, I will just kind of enjoy. I'll put the poncho back on, and then I will enjoy the sunrise.
As these final watches come to an end and the sun begins to crest over the
Do you
horizon.
want us to roll or no?
Not even. Not
Okay, cool.
gonna bother with it.
Love that for us.
We're just that good.
Passive perception.
You got
21.
21 passive perception.
Probably fine.
I don't even know why I'm here.
You guys look over and I'm just being eaten by coyotes. Oh shit.
It wasn't a bird, so I didn't really clock it as a threat.
Yeah, it's what after the coyotes comes, it's the vultures, right? That's when Drac takes
Yeah,
notice.
That's when I'm like,
Oh shit. Vultures. Okay.
Oh, well done. All right. So, the night goes off without a hitch, and you all wake up, and it's the sun, just before it's becoming incredibly hot again. And you all awaken. You've not been disturbed, and the camp is still empty aside from the lot of you. So, your plan is to begin heading north, not going back to Balesville?
If we can avoid it, we should just
Yeah.
go straight for Valyn Bridge.
All right.
I was like,
I will ask.
we have enough supplies, right?
We can hunt. You can
Yeah,
hunt.
that's-
We got
Someone
5 days
here
of
can hunt.
I can
supplies
hunt,
from them,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, I can hunt.
I'm good
I
at
will-
surviving on the land.
They gave you five days of supplies, yeah.
I do want to ask it again though. Like, are you okay not seeing your friend?
Yeah. What we got going on with learning about everything, with all these mysteries, I just think I'm willing to put the importance on that. But if we are making a trip where we could pass through Balesville, I would like to make that possible.
All right, we could go through Balesville then.
Why don't we compromise? I don't think that the the law people want us there. So if we pass through, we don't stay the night, perhaps? Is that okay? Or
I'm more than okay
if,
with that.
if you want to, we perhaps would stay on the outskirts and you can just go in and talk to your friend.
I'm
I
okay
think
with
it's
that.
not wise to leave Gideon on his own.
Right. True.
And Gideon, before we go back to Valesville, there is something I do need to tell you.
Oh, what?
Your parents, when we had the conversation as we were leaving, I had asked them if that phrase, "May the midnight sun rise," meant anything to them. They said no. There was a hint of lying in their voice. Just that brief moment of pause.
Gideon, the look, the smile that was on his face goes to a stern, statuesque, just plain expression. You sure?
Completely sure.
Great. Gideon looks up at the sky, takes a deep breath, and then you hear a
Maybe
slight
they just wanted to
snicker.
protect you.
Either way, you hear a slight snicker, which then turns into a bit of a chuckle as he points at the sky. So. What's next, huh? And he breaks down.
Go over and put my hand on his back.
Yeah, I think that Nell just like wraps her arms around him. And I'm just
Hug gang? I think we need a group hug gang.
I don't think we've ever
I was
hugged.
like,
I don't think any of us ever really like touched each other. I was actually thinking about that. I'm like, Nell wants a hug so bad, but it's like feels awkward about it. I'm gonna just, I guess, like put my hand on your hand and say like, I can't cast it myself, but you should cast it on yourself.
Okay. And Gideon takes a deep breath through his tears, and all of a sudden, just the radiant aura appears, and you know what? On second thought, let's just skip Balesville. He pulls a piece of paper out of his pocket and rips it in half and throws it on the ground.
I think there are answers to be found still, Gideon.
I know. And I want to find them. And I'm gonna. Whatever the hell they've gotten themselves
whole
into,
way.
I'm gonna get them out. I can't lose them too. Not again. Let's
Help you
stay
bring them
clear.
back.
I don't know what's going on there. But I gotta find it out. If I can save anybody, just at least 2 people, I could get them. Just them. I don't know. No. At least I have you guys. He gets the horses ready.
As he's distracting himself with the horses, I'm going to pick up the pieces of the letter. I'm going to tuck it in the back of my journal, and I'm not going to look at it. But
And as a lot of you prepare to begin heading north, diverting away from Balesville, that's where we're going to call it a night.
Let's play for 12 more hours.
Yeah. Just one more hour. Just one more hour.
Just one more hour. Then I'll get out, I promise.
Need another hit of that D&D.
Yeah.
Oh,
Let's play tomorrow night too. And then
Yes.
every
Yes,
night.
let's.
wow. Well,
tears.
wow.
Jeez.
Oh, you know what? I was like, yeah, we're gonna get some traveling done today. We have gone an hour away from where we started, but had some superb role play.
Oh.
Yeah.
We
It's-
traveled
Yeah.
emotionally.
Yes.
Traveled emotionally.
Yeah.
Yep.
We just have so much that we need to say. It takes
Yeah.
so long.
Felix.
And it takes so
Wow.
long to talk.
And during the course of tonight's game, there was also a few follows and another sub. So I wanted to thank them. Thank you to
Hey.
Hopgood Emmas Prime. I hope I said that right for the follow. And to Ace Trainer Jace for the follow and the sub. So that was
Hey.
very.
Thank you.
Thank you,
to
y'all.
everyone.
Oh, it's
So nice.
I'm just you guys. Oh, there's so much good. I'm just being able to just sit back and just observe. It's my favorite DM thing.
It's
Yeah,
all
I
your
guess
fault.
we didn't really ask you to do any heavy lifting this one, did we?
Yeah.
Oh
Which just,
wow.
hopefully means that you have everything prepped for later and it makes next session easier. So, like, tomorrow.
Oh boy. Well, to everybody out there, don't forget to follow us on social media. Everything's popping up in the chat below here now. And for all of the players' social media as well. We're all on different platforms, and I think most of us are on Twitter with, of course, I hate pointing it out every time, but Adam doesn't do social
Except
media,
for
but we love him.
Adam.
There's nothing beside my name on the title card.
That's true.
I don't know
I
what
still
that
think
means.
that we should make a fake Twitter account for Adam.
And we tweet for him.
And then we catfish someone using his
Wow.
photos.
No, what if it's just
It's
Abe's Twitter account?
Oh my god, that'd be so cute. I would
And the
love
I was
that.
like,
picture
it's
is
for
just him
Adam,
holding
and
his
it's
flag.
just every day it's a picture of an Adam.
Just random Adams.
Yeah.
Adams
Wow.
are us.
Sounds creepy.
Yeah, it's a little creepy.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in. And again, we have teased a little bit of some new type of content related to this campaign coming out. So hopefully we get to show that to you soon. But until 2 weeks from now, may your games play dicely.
2 weeks.
So long.
So long.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.